After fights ended practice early yesterday at Cowboys training camp, wide receiver C.D. Lamb said head coach Brian Schottenheimer addressed the team after yesterday's practice. His message was clean, quote, "Do we want to be champions? We have football tonight." The Hall of Fame game between the Chargers and the Lions kicks off the NFL preseason. Former Cowboys backup Trey Lance gets to start for the Chargers. You can hear it right here beginning at 7 o'clock.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
And it's another beautiful day in Oxnard, California, as we continue our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage. I'm Joe Reinagel. Jason Minix is to my right. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. An absolutely gorgeous day.
It is a spectacular day. The marine layer that you generally have here, it burned off really early. I mean, there's not a cloud in the sky. Perfect day. And at training camp, it's USAA's Military Appreciation Day. We just had a flyover. Like, what's going on? Oh, yeah, this is cool. It's because USAA honoring the troops out here at training camp today, which is very, very cool.
It was cool to see that, the little flyover that they had out here today. Everybody back in action today, full pads for the Cowboys. And, of course, well, it didn't end well yesterday for the Dallas Cowboys. Fights ended practice about, 20 plays early, I would say, according to Shoddy, because of fights, and then they had to run wind sprints.
Well, and again, you go back to, I don't know, high school, middle school, seeing dudes run wind sprints. I mean, you heard Miles Sanders on the Blitz yesterday saying, yeah, I can't remember the last time I had to do something like that. They just have to get this under control. Schottenheimer talking today said, it is family, and with family, sometimes you have to have tough conversations, and we had that. We'll see. We'll see how it goes today. It is going to be interesting, but also, a day off, light. I expect it to be very physical today, but can they keep their tempers under control? Or Shoddy might lose his shotties. You know what I mean? He even said, "I hope my wife didn't see the video. I'll be in more trouble."
Yeah. His temper was showing.
Yeah. Well, and again, I mean, I don't blame him for being upset with that. So here we are on what's today, Thursday, in Oxnard for Cowboys training camp. The boys are on the practice field as we speak. Sam Williams should join us after practice today.
Whenever that happens, 3:15, 3:30, something like that, whenever they decide to wrap things up. But we will visit with Sam Williams. Looking forward to that. Everybody says Sam Williams, and we've seen it with our own eyes, he's just excited to be back on the field. Obviously, it was this time last year. He blew out the knee and had to miss the entire season. So he's excited to get back.
Now, obviously, we're keeping track of everything going on here at Cowboys training camp. Another lineman down with a concussion. It just doesn't end, but it's still July. Then you have the trade deadline going on in Major League Baseball. We'll keep you updated with everything, the Astros and Rangers and any big trades. But we had a huge trade in the music world, essentially, late last night on the trade deadline. And I know you don't give a damn, Joe, but a lot of people listening, essentially the Foo Fighters and Nine Inch Nails traded drummers last night. It was announced by Nine Inch Nails that Josh Freese, who just got fired from Foo, is essentially, he's going to back to Nine Inch Nails, which is where he was. The guy that replaced him back in 2008 with Nine Inch Nails, Ruben, he's now going to be the Foo Fighter drummer.
Now, see, I don't know, how does that work? I mean, did the guy that the Foo Fighters had, he just a bad guy and has to go back, didn't like Foo Fighter music? What happened?
Well, no, I mean, Josh Freese is an incredible drummer who's played with a lot of people. He replaced Taylor Hawkins. He did that tour, and then, Foo Fighters let him go. I mean, you know what it's like when you travel with people, and sometimes when you're traveling with people, you might be a good dude, but living with you is another thing. I have no idea why they decided they did not want to keep Josh Freese, because I thought he did an incredible job, but they let him go. He's going back to Nine Inch Nails. The Nine Inch Nails drummer is going to be with Foo Fighters. It's trade deadline, so you wonder about the portal or draft picks. Do they throw in a guitarist, a guitar tech? I mean, what else is a part of this trade?
So by your logic, and I'm off topic for just a minute, we can trade A.J. Hoffman. You think there's any takers?
Oh, you gotta find buyers.
Yeah, that's the problem.
You gotta find buyers.
All right, just checking.
I mean,
good dude, but you lived with that guy for a minute. His wife is a saint, obviously.
I think we can all say that, but yeah.
Well, true.
She
true.
really is.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Last night, kind of a chill night at the beach house, but we probably needed that because if I recall, there's something, I don't know, something big happening tonight.
Tonight is Jerry's party down at Nobu in Malibu. So yes, last night was, I don't know, weird. Maybe the, I don't know, lamest, if that's the right word, on the road night I've ever had. We get done out here with the show at 4:00, and the boys picked us up, Rob and AJ, and we went straight to dinner. We had dinner before 5 p.m. And no, we didn't go to Luby's. Now, granted, I was hungry, but it was just, and we went and got barbecue. And
it was recommended, however.
It was recommended. We went, I mean, there are two, I would say, highly recommended barbecue joints here in Oxnard. And one, Brad Sham, the voice of the Cowboys, goes to every year, called CJ Southern Barbecue. And he posted a photo the other day and was telling me about this gumbo they had. And I was thinking, all right, that's good. That's an interesting spin. Now, California is known for their tri-tip, but this other place was recommended by more people and like bartenders and stuff. And so we went, and everything out here has sort of a weed reference. We went to a place called Smokin' Jay's, and inside Smokin' Jay's, they have Potheads Coffee, right? And but they're kind of known for smash burgers, which I found weird. When I walked in there, I'm like, what kind of barbecue joint is this? It wasn't bad. I will say that. The beans were the best thing that I ate yesterday. Their brisket was solid. Ain't gonna lie. I mean, it was solid. The tri-tip, which is what I was disappointing.
I didn't have that. I agree with you on the brisket. Very tender, it was juicy. I thought it was pretty good. Stand up maybe to somebody in San Antonio, I don't know, or Texas. But the sausage, not so much. Yeah, I know. Go ahead. Start the jokes. I'm a sausage guy, all right? And so, I like sausage with my barbecue.
Yeah.
And it wasn't very good. Look, I mean, we're in freaking California. The hell do they know about barbecue?
Well,
always
look,
like my meat big.
A lot of places have their different styles of barbecue. And as mentioned, I mean, tri-tip in California is a big thing. Their brisket was better than the tri-tip. Hell, my tri-tips are better than what I had last night.
Mine too.
And granted, I mean, but you go to a barbecue restaurant, I will say their macaroni and cheese was great. The beans were incredible. I should have got some beans. I mean, those beans are worthy. But in their brisket, not bad. I mean, their brisket, I don't want to compare, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't awful. It was, but even AJ's wife on Instagram responded saying, I think you're doing California wrong. And she's not wrong. She's not wrong. I don't know that this place becomes a regular rotation spot when we're out here in California. It was good, but we could have went to the seafood place, but we went to the barbecue joint.
Well, unless we want a smash burger. Those look pretty good. Look, we had to try it. I mean,
sure.
We're out here every year. You're trying new things, and we typically eat at the same spots every time. This night it's this night it's that. We decided to try something different. Wasn't bad, but it wasn't. It's obviously not Texas, not even close.
No.
Even though I think Rob Thompson thought it was good.
And all he was drinking was Dr. Pepper during the meal. And
oh my gosh.
Afterwards, Rob was like, who's back there working the smoke, man? That was world class. I'm from South Texas. I'm looking at him going, Nah. What was in your beans?
Yeah.
But again, it was worthy. If that joint was in San Antonio, it would be worthy. It would be on the outside of a top 10, 15. All right, maybe 20. No, I mean, but it was. Now I will say this though, for California, that was probably the cheapest meal we have had out here.
That's the truth, including breakfast.
Yeah. We spent more at Denny's, than we did at the barbecue joint.
And if you haven't seen the pictures that are all over our socials, look at it. It was a ton of food.
That was
a lot of food.
I mean, all of those depending on, because I got brisket and tri-tip. AJ had tri-tip and chicken. You had what, brisket and sausage, and whatever the hell Rob had, and then but they were all between $18 and $22 a plate, and most places we've been, you're looking at $30, $35 a plate. So I would say for barbecue, that was. I mean, price value, that's on point.
Yeah, not bad, which is why we might go back there again. Not on this trip, but on another a future trip, perhaps. We'll see what happens. The good news is tonight, for everybody listening back at the San Antonio Sports Star and San Antonio management types, Jerry's picking up the tab tonight. They just hit a standing ovation back at the station.
Yeah, I texted the boss. Yeah, we're doing Nobu tonight. And he was like, on the corporate card? No, we're not that dumb.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, on our YouTube chat, and you guys can go there, the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube chat, sounds like blasphemy, Texas barbecue only. Look, Texas barbecue is far superior, and sometimes you need to go eat it just to confirm that. But, again, I wanted to try tri-tip somewhere out here, and that tri-tip was not good, although maybe if it were on a tri-tip sandwich, it would be better than just having it the way it was. Somebody else says you might as well try some Mexican food now. I mean,
I haven't seen any of those.
Well, no, they're all over the place. But no, I can't imagine that. We're sure as hell not going to Del Taco. But, Jerry's picking up the dinner tab tonight. Friday night is probably going to be seafood.
I have no idea. I just want to enjoy tonight.
I can tell you it's gonna be seafood. It's seafood or pizza again, and because there's two pizza joints out here that are well known, but we had pizza already this week, so
we had seafood already too.
Yeah,
so.
but I think I could do more seafood. I mean, it's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a while before we get good chowder again, right?
Now I can do the chowder. Maybe hopefully there'll be a chicken fried steak on the menu or a cheeseburger.
You don't want more fried shrimp?
Well, I guess.
What do you mean you
Dude,
guess?
I don't do fish.
I mean,
I'm not a fish guy.
All right, so you want to go pizza?
I don't know, dude. You know what I want?
I want to claims to have the
we're going to be
world's
eating
largest
fish
nachos
tonight. It'll be fish tonight at Nobu. You realize that, right?
That's a good point.
Yes.
That's a good point.
So there you go.
I don't know. Maybe we'll go to McDonald's.
I'm glad that all of you listening on our YouTube page and driving around San Antonio and on it, you're helping us with our plan here for the rest of the week. Dude, I can't believe it's already Thursday.
I know it.
I mean, it seems like we've been here for a long time, but the days just, every time we're out here, man, they just fly by.
Now, Sam has an idea, and I know you joke because he's sometimes like a fourth grader, but Sam says get some swordfish. It's like steak.
It's like steak. So, I've heard that about tuna. I've heard that about other things
swordfish, too. And I know you've never had shark because we've had this conversation.
No,
shark is also incredible. And Josh Jimenez says Joe needs to get some gizzards from some California chickens.
No, if they're bad in Texas, I'm sure they're horrible here. No. Now, I've had sea bass. I could tolerate that. Little sea bass wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But I'm not a fish guy.
I don't know. We'll figure out.
We're going to be eating foo fishy dishes tonight.
It's a Nobu.
Yeah.
Although in
fish.
reality, I mean, and we're going to be starving because we ran out of lunch, so we didn't pack our lunch today.
Yeah. Anybody wants to Uber eat us something over here to the Cowboys camp? Feel free to do that.
Good luck.
That would be a good thing to do. Look, I know everybody's tired of it. We're tired of it, but it is a reality. Micah Parsons is still the topic of conversation out here. Interesting little tidbit that we found today that we'll tell you about with Micah that just might say he has no leverage whatsoever in any of this negotiation. We're talking about it as we continue our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage live from Oxnard, California. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Want to see Dallas take on Atlanta at AT&T Stadium? AARP is hooking you up.
I want winners.
Just head to sasportstar.com and register to win a pair of tickets to the Cowboys' final preseason game, Friday, August 22nd at 6 p.m.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys!
It's your chance to catch America's team live before the regular season kicks off.
I like this kind of party.
From AARP and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Some Guns N' Roses for me.
Oh, you want to hear some Guns N' Roses? Actually, would you like to talk to Axl Rose himself?
Yeah, that'd be cool. Why not?
Axl, come here. Come here.
Put on my Pop-Tart, baby. Oh! Sound like a friend of mine on the telephone.
I just want to tell you, I'm sitting here laughing my tail off.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
The granddaddy of all hunting shows is back, and we are ready to cross the state of Texas to bring the best hunting show to a city near you. The Hunters Extravaganza is a great event for the whole family. We have the latest and greatest the hunting world has to offer, from products to hunts, and features seminars with Dr. Deer, Gary Robertson, and more. Come enjoy attractions like rattlesnakes, gator country, a fish tank, and many more. Join us in San Antonio for the Hunters Extravaganza. Get tickets at ttha.com. Brought to you by the Texas Trophy Hunters Association.
Hi, Dr. Damaso Oliva Jr. here, candidate for Rayfail 77. I invite you to join us for the 170 Grander Poker Tournament on Saturday, August 2nd. Proudly sponsored by Thomas J. Henry and benefiting the Rayfail 77 Scholarship Fund. We're putting $170,000 on the table, and it could be yours. The top women's and men's finishers each win $50,000. Register now at TexasHold'emSA.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How did you get 30, 30, bid you get 30, bid you get 20, 20, 20, bid you get 20, 20, bid you get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Progressive knows we all crave validation.
Girl, you are not 37.
I would have guessed 27.
You guys are too sweet.
Sure. Dewy skin.
Terrific. Is something wrong, Ned?
Why would you ask? Just because today marks my 10th anniversary without a car accident or even a speeding ticket? But somehow tonight's all about your skincare.
Wow. With Snapshot from Progressive, you can get a personalized rate based on how you drive. And that's all the validation you need. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
George gets justice. If you've been injured, get George, because George gets justice. With over 100 years of combined experience and a relentless dedication to your case, the attorneys at George Salinas Injury Lawyers will fight for what's right. If you've been injured and it's not your fault, get George and get the compensation you deserve. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
San Antonio Sports Star, live from Dallas Cowboys training camp, is brought to you by AA Best Bell Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim Beam, and AARP on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, one of the things I do like out here, Jason, under Brian Schottenheimer, the assistant coaches are always doing something different. Today, they started out looking like a pop-a-mole, or what's that called? Smash-a-mole?
Whack-a-mole?
Whack-a-mole, or whatever that is. There were 5 trash cans. Some assistant coaches were in there, and they were banging. It looked like, I mean, it's just, I guess, a little stuff that kind of is different, but it looks like the players like it.
It's always fun. Always high energy. And Micah, saw him out there earlier today, still not practicing, still no contract. And it's interesting because you can see and feel how, the ebbs and flows of a negotiation. And the Cowboys trying to swing things back to their side, right? Because, you're always learning stuff. You're always talking to people, and they're always talking to the quote-unquote insiders, right? So why you get some that say Cowboys have to get this done. The more they wait, the more it's gonna cost them, right?
Well, Hayes out of the barn on that one already, isn't it?
Well, I mean, although, what's the urgency? Right now, we're talking about north of $40 million a year. If he gets a new contract next year, he would be $40 million a year.
Yep.
Well, little birdie says, what's the franchise tag for a defensive end in 2026? $26.5 million, give or take.
Huh. And he's making about $24 million this year, I think, roughly, give or take. So when you look at that, might be a little cheaper for Ojera just to wait.
Well, and again, it kind of goes back to what he did with Dak. Play on the tag. And Jerry feels like he won that deal because he got the 6 years that he wanted from Dak, even though Dak played twice on the tag before signing that 4-year deal. Now, Micah probably wouldn't be happy, but when you look at the leverage, whatever he's asking for and whatever guarantees, the Cowboys have his rights at the very least for the next 3 years. Now, they might not have a happy Parsons, but they'll have a rich Parsons. But next year, if he plays on the tag, it's 26.5. Now, all of that would count against the cap. You can't spread it out, but 26.5 versus 42. I mean, do the math.
Do the math. About 16 mil in savings right there. Well, the thing about it is, and I guess we went through this last year with CeeDee Lamb, and I'm not sure that CeeDee had the leverage that he thought he had, other than the player. I mean, you're the player, you're the star, you do what you do on the field, and that's your leverage. But if Jerry wanted to and said, Micah, this is what we're going to do. We're not going to have a deal this year. We're not going to extend you. You're going to play out your contract. You are under contract, and then we'll deal with it in the offseason. So you either franchise him then or you do a deal. So I don't think that's what's going to happen, but it's certainly there for Jerry Jones to use.
Well, it feels like Jerry has a lot more leverage than I think any of us really consider.
Exactly right.
When it comes to the financial aspect of things. I can sign him, and yes, it's going to cost me more, but it's going to cost me a lot more to sign him now than if he played on the tag. How much is happiness worth? You go back to what Stephen Jones said earlier this week here on the Blitz, the player's tolerance level for holding out.
Yep.
And CeeDee Lamb in a very different position. And again, CeeDee was talking yesterday, and we know his holdout affected his play on the field. And I say it's different for Micah, and I didn't think about this until CeeDee Lamb was talking about it yesterday on what Micah could be going through.
This sucks. Like, it's terrible, to be honest. But as for Micah, his is to dominate one player that's in front of him. So I feel like for him, it's just like whenever you let them shackles loose on him, he's going to be literally an uncaged tiger, or lion, essentially. So for him, just keep his head on right, stay positive throughout this whole thing. We know it's going to get figured out. And when it does, we're going to act like none of this happened. I'm going to ask him for $100,000, and he can't tell me no because he has it.
Rich people asking richer people for more money.
Well, he could say, look, so do you. You got it. Let's just trade $100,000. We could do that. Look, CD knows how it is, and it sucks not to be here. I mean, you're a football player. It's what you do. And guys might complain about training camp, but down deep inside, it's a bonding thing with their teammates, their coaches, and everybody else. And they want to be here. They want to be contributing.
And from the bonding part, Micah's doing everything except practicing. So, but I honestly hadn't really thought about how far behind would he be until CD said he's just got to dominate the guy in front of him, and we know he can do that. Now, being on the same page and understanding the calls, being in the meetings, which is different than CD Lamb, and you think about a route tree, everything that goes with it, with a new offense contributing to the offseason that CD had, especially early, where Micah probably won't have to, but the emotional toll of trying to get it done is still going to be there.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be there. So we're going to continue to talk about this and until something gets done or until we leave here, and then we'll still talk about it once we get back to San Antonio. That's for sure. Look, I just don't see it. I mean, we heard again this morning. There's no conversations going on that anybody is aware of, including guys like Adam Schefter.
Well, and again, when you look at the defensive end tag is determined by the average of the top 5 salaries at that player's position over the past 5 years, or 120% of their previous year's salary, whichever is greater. So when you look at that and you look at what Mike is making this year, if he plays on the tag, we keep saying the longer Jerry waits, the more money it's going to cost him. If he plays 1 year on the tag, that difference in money, ultimately, I got to believe now that the holdup is more on the amount of guaranteed money that Micah is looking for, because the average per year, if he plays on the tag, is going to be far greater than what he's asking for right now.
Well, no doubt. And again, Jerry has more leverage in this thing than we do. Micah could be unhappy, but he's not going to not play. I mean, it would ruin his career. I mean, in a lot of ways, it just would, because the Cowboys would still have his rights. He can't go anywhere. That screws up his years in the league. And there's so many other things that go along with it. So he's going to play football. I don't think there's any question about that. And I found it comical this morning, Minix, and I think we both kind of chuckled at it. And I don't know who, I think it was Ryan Clark talking about, if they don't want me here, I'll just pack my bags and leave. He can't.
No.
He can't pack his bags and leave.
Well, even Mike Tannenbaugh saying the Cowboys have to get this done right now.
I go back a year ago and I take a young, talented, productive pass rusher and say, Micah, get your agent. We're going to get in a room and we are not leaving until this deal is done. And here's why. The highest paid defensive end is Nick Bosa at $34 million. We're going to go above that because you have earned it. And we're proud that you're a Dallas Cowboy. They have waited, and you go through Max Crosby and Donnell Hunter, all the way up now to TJ Watt at $41 million. Guys, this number has to be at least $41.5 to $42 million a year. This deal has to get done. It's a no-brainer, but by waiting, it's cost them a lot of money.
You know, in theory, it has, and that's coming from a former general manager. And you're right, a year ago, we all think that's what should happen. You've got a boss that says he loves you. You feel like you're a valuable employee, whether you're playing for the Dallas Cowboys or wherever you're working, right? Wherever you're working, you want to feel valued. And we would all love the boss to call you in the office and say, you know what, you're great. Here's more money and here's what we're going to do. And everything is happy. But when you start looking at the Cowboys' options, and the franchise tag just eats so much into the cap, you wonder if that's a smart option, but it is leverage that Jerry has. And then you can redo some other deals and you can create cap space. So I asked AI about Micah's contract deal. AI is such a wonderful tool.
It really is,
right?
Yes.
And it says potential impact. While tagging Parsons could save the Cowboys money in the short term, it could also lead to tension with Parsons, who may prefer a long-term deal that provides more guaranteed money and security. Again, even AI says it could save the Cowboys money in the short term. But you've got an unhappy employee. He ain't going anywhere. And he is under contract this year for $24 million. And, again, the top 5 salaries over a 5-year period. So these exploding salaries bring that average down, right? So if you're Jerry, you sign him now, it's going to cost you more now than waiting. I mean, it does make a little bit more sense. Now, the way Tannenbaum described it is the way it should work. Hey, you're great, man. Let's get to you earlier. It's what Philadelphia does with their young talent. But you can see whether you agree with it or not, and I'm not, why Jerry and Steven might wait.
Well, I think it is too. Look, and as much grief as I give Dak Prescott, I will say the guy handled his situation perfectly. They franchise tagged that dude twice before he got his first big contract. And it was a lot of money. Guy made a lot of money. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I think $50 million on the 2 tags combined. And then he got his big deal, which was $40 million a year at that time. And we all know how that's worked out for Dak Prescott moving forward. But being on the tag, and I get it, you want that guaranteed money. So if something happens, you're good. I understand all of that. But playing on the tag a year is not all that bad. Well, I mean, when you're talking about $30 million.
Well, again, though, if you're looking at, 150, 180, whatever the guaranteed money would be on a 5-year deal, paying you about 42, that you've got 100-something million, because as Jerry said, if you go get hit by a car and you're on the tag, that's all you're ever going to make. Right?
Exactly. That's exactly right. Boy, Jerry's brilliant, isn't he?
I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it, but I can understand where Jerry is coming from when it comes to that, right?
I do too, and maybe all of this is part of their plan and what they're talking about between when they get up there in the ivory tower that Jerry and Steven sit in here with the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know. The answer is Micah Parsons certainly is worthy of a big contract. He's worthy of it, but again, it's a business. And Jerry Jones is going to run it that way. And I think Jerry's pissed. Look, just an example. And Todd Archer mentioned this, that Jerry thought he had a deal with Micah back in March.
Yep.
And then Micah decided, well, no, I can't do it without my agent. I think that pissed Jerry off a little bit. And we see that Jerry's got and maybe pissed him off. Maybe it hurt his feelings even a little bit, because I think Jerry probably thought he and Micah had more of a father-son type relationship going on. And so I think it might have hurt his feelings a little bit. Jerry's pissed, and he's going to make Micah wait.
I think, and I agree with that. And the way we've heard it described, if you kind of got a handshake deal and say, but I need to get my agent involved. Cool. The agent still works for the client, but the agent has to advise Micah Parsons. And if they agreed on whatever they needed to agree on, but the agent talked Micah into doing more, as opposed to Micah saying, no, David Mulligetta, this is what I agreed to. I gave him a handshake deal, work out the details and get it done. And he hasn't done that. Keep in mind, the agents do work for the player, and the player can direct the agent to say, this is it. Now, the agent can say, dude, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. And maybe Micah then changed his mind. And that's what it sounds like may have happened. Nobody knows for sure. But if they all felt like there was a handshake deal, and now there's not, yeah.
Look, Jerry can wear his feelings on his sleeve sometimes. And I think we saw that last year after he was so pissed off about that Green Bay loss.
Yep.
And just kind of, said the hell with it and didn't do anything. So he typically he can do that. So we'll see what happens as we move forward with Micah Parsons. But it's going to continue to be a conversation for as long as this thing is not resolved and there is no deal. You mentioned CeeDee Lamb, and the guy was fantastic yesterday when he was talking with the media, and he really took up for his quarterback. Jason, he really did took up for his quarterback, and I feel really bad. But he also talks about the Cowboys passing game and other things. We're going to hear from the Cowboys' #1 wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb, when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm present the second annual Back to School Drive this Saturday from 11 till 1 p.m. or while supplies last at the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Free backpacks and school supplies for all school-age children while supplies last, so don't be late. Presented by the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Sponsored in part by North Park Toyota, Centromed, Romo Door Supply, Lighthouse Public Schools, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
School's out, summer's in, and that vacation countdown is officially on. But what about your four-legged MVP? Bluebonnet Pumpkin Biscuit in Selma has your furry family member covered. Daycare, boarding, grooming, and training, they've got it all. They're built for your pet's health, happiness, and tail-wagging good times. If you're in the military, your teacher, or your first responder, they've got barking good exclusive discounts. So go ahead, book that trip, hit the beach, crush your summer plans. Bluebonnet Pumpkin Biscuit has your pet in good hands. Because home away from home isn't just for humans. Bluebonnet Pumpkin Biscuits in Selma.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss, wash, wow, for all-day freshness.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count. Because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team. Southern Recipe Small Batch.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-486-9600. That's 800-486-9600.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
If you have a 2004 or newer vehicle that's out of warranty or about to be, Endurance is urgently notifying U.S. drivers about their low-cost vehicle coverage plan designed to save drivers thousands on rising vehicle repair costs. Those who qualify can pick their plan, coverage, and repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental cars included. All covered repairs get paid directly to the repair shop for you. Call now for your free quote. Call 800-298-7906. 800-298-7906.
San Antonio Sports Star, live from the Dallas Cowboys training camp, is brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim Beam, and AARP on South Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
On the tennis courts in Oxnard, California, this is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star as we continue our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage. And Cowboys still out there hard at work and will be. Typically, they've been going about an hour and 45 minutes or so. Of course, yesterday it was, cut short because they were acting, I guess, a little childish, a little fighting going on out there. So Shotty said, "That's enough, young men. We're going in."
And I tell you, there's so much going on here at Cowboys training camp. The fact that Rowdy is actually working in the concession stand today.
It's tough out there, you know?
Went to go get a hot dog during the commercial break, and Rowdy's back there making hot dogs.
Actually looked like he grabbed a couple of bags of chips and handed us some guys and left.
Yeah.
He's robbing the place.
Oh, you think Rowdy's the robber?
Yes.
Oh.
I mean, he grabbed those chips, he handed it to some dude that was standing there and took off. What the heck?
Well, you're just mad that you weren't the dude that got free chips.
I am mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have gotten those chips, damn it.
Mm-hmm. Should have. Do you want chips from Rowdy, though?
Not really. He's a creepy dude.
That is a creepiest
one in ever that I've seen.
Yeah, it's interesting as we're out here at camp, and it's funny because we know Dak Prescott is one of the more polarizing players in the National Football League. I mean, I thought Romo got it bad, and Dak has taken it to a new level. Just check the comments on our YouTube page. But out here, nothing but cheers for Dak Prescott. And the same dude that's cheering for Dak here in Oxnard, or when you at a game in Dallas and the first one to stand in line to get an autograph or a photo is also the same guy that goes on Twitter and says Dak sucks. But his wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb, certainly was defending him yesterday and was talking about the criticism that Dak receives.
Yeah, man, that's what comes with it. It just happens. They're going to criticize him because of the playoff performance, and rightfully so. Like, I love Dak, and I'm with him. I've been with him. You know what I'm saying? So everybody knows how talented he is. Arm talent. He has everything. He's real smart. He's a leader. The leadership is unquestioned. He have his team ready to run through a wall for him. And man, like I said, we'll see. I'm light on my words because I don't really like to do the hoorah and rah-rah and then it don't come into fruition. But I know one thing for sure. I don't want to say no empty dreams, but I know we're gonna have a good one this year though. That's for sure.
And he seems to fall in line with everybody else. I do like the fact that CD is honest.
Yeah.
He's getting criticized, especially for the playoff performance, and rightly so.
Yeah.
That's coming from CD Lamb.
And again, I think Dak will tell you and has said the same thing. He has said the same thing when he's been on this show. He knows what the playoff record is, and it pisses him off more than it pisses you off, the fan.
I don't know.
I mean, he just has a much bigger bank account.
Yes, he does.
Too. And look, when the criticism comes with the dollars, that's part of it. Although CeeDee Lamb says one of Dak's greatest abilities is to tune you out.
They don't. First of all, they don't know how hard it is to be a quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. They don't know it. Secondly, they don't know how hard it is to play for the Dallas Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? And then the criticism that comes with it and how big the sport fans is with it. And as for Dak, man, he does a great job of, I will say, blocking it out because, man, he act like y'all don't even exist sometimes. And it's crazy. I'd be like, bro, do you not see this? Because I see it. and I'm literally right next to you, like, you know what I'm saying? But he does a great job of turning the blind eye, being present, being where his feet is, and just continue to, push and become a better quarterback, become a better player, father, and friend for me. You know what I'm saying? So just understanding the whole situation of what he's going to, you can make light on him, but that makes us want to battle for him harder.
Well, that's good. I hope it does, because look, until something happens in the playoffs, he's going to continue to get that criticism. And, it's a double-edged sword for Dak Prescott. Yeah, he's the highest paid player in the league.
Yep.
But with that comes an extraordinary amount of criticism. Now you throw a cherry on top that he's a Dallas Cowboy quarterback, and it's off the chart. And it's going to continue. It's not going to stop until he wins a Super Bowl.
And that's it. And I'm glad you finally adjusted to reality, because you used to say just get to an NFC championship game.
I'm trying to give him a starting point, for goodness sake.
Yeah, the Super Bowl. I mean, and again, I think it's fair when you say he gets more criticism than a Lamar, than a Josh Allen, but they at least have more playoff wins. And, Josh Allen gets to say, dude, I'm going against Patrick Mahomes. I can beat him in the regular season. I just can't beat him in the playoffs. But Josh Allen, if he were wearing that star in his helmet and had the same playoff record, we'd be talking about Josh Allen that
Sure
way.
We would, of course.
It's the nature of the business, and when you're playing for America's team. Now, everybody here is very confident about the roster in the season that they expect to have. We've been out here many times where they don't want to use the term Super Bowl, or when the national media has them as legit contenders, the Cowboys downplay it. This year, nobody thinks they're going to do a damn thing. Third best team in the NFC East, right? That's the narrative around this team.
Yep.
Although George Pickens is going to make a difference in the passing game, and CeeDee Lamb was talking about having George Pickens on the opposite side of him.
It's pretty much night and day, because if I have two guys on me, I can guarantee you the ball's going to him, because we're on the same side. And if there's two guys on me, he's one-on-one. So do what you want with that info, but it's honestly fun. Just him understanding the process of taking what we do in meetings and then bringing it out on the field, and him immediately having it click to him on the walkthroughs is kind of impressive. And I like that, because I'm that type of receiver too. I find it fun and learning a new offense and figuring out how they're going to integrate me with it. So as for him, I'm proud of him for it, but I need him to keep doing it too.
Yeah, with your CeeDee Lamb, you're thrilled when they signed George Pickens. I mean, you were thrilled because last year he was all by himself, double covered every time he went down the field. That's why you had a guy like Jalen Tolbert lead the team in touchdowns. CeeDee's got to be thrilled, because it's only going to make his life a little easier.
Unless he's not catching enough passes. I mean, wide receivers, they want to catch passes. They want to score touchdowns. Great teammate, but how do you share targets with George Pickens?
So as for GP, we're going to fight to our strengths. If he love them jump balls, go ahead and get it. If you feel like I need to go get him, I'll be over there. He knows that. So like for us, it's just playing off one another. Whoever's hot, whoever got the high hand, good luck. You know what I'm saying? Because we probably on fire. You dig what I'm saying? So like as for him, we're gonna just play to our strengths. Understand like who got the high hand, who's feeling what. If you feeling it, he can have it. If not, I'll take it. And that's just I feel like we're gonna be the best version of ourselves, and that's how we're gonna get the most out of it. Because once you instill that confidence within both of us, that we can be who we think we are, it's gonna be a tough duo to stop.
And I do not disagree with that. It is going to be a tough duo to start. This Cowboys offense should be much improved this year. I mean, it really should be. And again, I think you hit the nail on the head. Let's wait and get into the regular season. If Pickens is getting all the catches and CeeDee's not, how does that affect CD, and vice versa? You can go back to that. You gotta feed Jake Ferguson a little bit as well, and then you've got some running backs that are going to be catching the football out of the backfield as well. So there's this offense as it sits right now looks really explosive.
No, I mean, again, yeah, Ferguson's going to eat, Pickens has to eat, CeeDee Lamb has to eat, and all we hear from Schottenheimer is they're going to run the damn ball. So CeeDee, the team's talking about running the ball a lot more. What does that mean for you wide receivers?
Yeah, this is a commitment, man. We want the run game to open us up, and we want them boys to enjoy having explosive plays just as well as we do. You know what I'm saying? We be seeing what they do on the play action passes, picking up the blitzes, picking up the A gaps, like things of that. That stuff hurt. You know what I'm saying? But we don't see that because we too busy in the back end trying to get open, you know? But you get back, you look at it on film, and it's like, how can we repay these guys? So once they break to the next level, just understand that they got guys on the next level that's willing to put it on the line for them. And that's myself included. Like, I know I'm a hell of a blocker once I get my mind committed to it. And I feel like when our backers are nice enough with our O-line, our running backs are nice enough to get to that second level. So once they do, the excitement starts, and we'll see what happens after that.
Look, it all works hand in hand. Obviously, CeeDee Lamb knows that. If they get a good running game going, Dak's going to have more time. Give CD and George Pickens time to get downfield, do what they need to do. And so the entire offense all works hand in hand. If there is an issue, as we sit here today offensively, and it's a question mark more than an issue, and that's that offensive line. What's it going to look like? Tyler Guyton out, although the guy that is stepping in, Nate Thomas, Schottenheimer couldn't say enough good things about this guy. Everybody we talked to, including Todd Archer yesterday, most people are talking about this kid, Nate Thomas, and he's in that left tackle spot at this moment in time, working with the number ones.
Well, and again, you think about it, and Shotty was talking about it again today. Nate Thomas moving over to left tackle is crushing it.
When he came here, obviously we had Tyler, Guyton. We had drafted Guyton, obviously had Terrence on the other side, and we did see a big, powerful guard. I mean, the ability to keep the pocket firm for the quarterback and get movement and displacement in the run game is really, really important. But just watching Nate work and prepare this offseason, seeing him train and seeing the length and the size that he has, and actually his feet for a 330 plus pound man, it was probably the second or third day of OTAs. We were like, hey, we need to put him outside, and see what he can do. And when we watched it that very first day, we were like, whoa, like it literally jumped off the film. We were like, okay. And if you talk to Nate, he's like, hey, coach, I'll play wherever. But I'm probably most comfortable playing left tackle. And that's kind of what he has the most experience playing. But it did jump off the film at us when we kind of, moved him out. And then we're like, okay, well, let's leave him out there for a while, because sometimes with a young player, they all are going to be moved around and have to be put in spots to learn and have flexibility. But when we moved him out there, we're like, hey, let's let him focus on one spot for a while. And I think that helped him with his confidence. And of course, now he's getting the opportunity to run with the ones. And I think he'll do a great job in that role.
Well, I tell you what, it's a luxury the Cowboys have. If you talk about Tyler Guyton going down, and fortunately for them, as we told you the last couple of days, he's only going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. Still, though, having a guy like Nate Thomas is going to be able to get the reps that Tyler Guyton's not going to be able to get. I just wonder how that affects that spot. And could we see, granted, he's a number one draft pick, Tyler Guyton is, so it's going to be tough to move him off that spot, but didn't have a good year last year. And if this Nate Thomas kid comes in and impresses during preseason, who knows what might happen there?
Well, and to your point, I don't necessarily know that an injury loses a job, but when it was a bubble job to begin with. Now, everything that we heard coming into camp that he had in a tremendous offseason. But when you hear coaches talking about this jumped off the film, if he's better, he's going to play. And it certainly sounds like Shotty is that way. Because, and again, more reps for Nate Thomas because Hakeem Denegy is out with a concussion. How it depends on how long he's out. And he's one that, all right, with some of these injuries, some of these younger guys are going to get more reps with the ones and the twos. The offensive linemen have been dropping like flies.
They have, but fortunately for the Cowboys, they've done a pretty good job of putting some depth in there. Now, obviously, that's going to be a question mark with all of these injuries that are out. Luckily, none of them are that severe, except for Jones, who's out 2 to 3 months. Still, to have a guy like Nate Thomas that they are really high on. And look, they were high on him before Tyler Guyton got hurt. They were talking about him as soon as we got to camp. So the guy has been impressive. And it's the same thing with Toya. Is it Jay Toya for who's playing with the ones right now, other than Mozzie Smith? So there's some young players out here that are showing some moxie and not afraid to compete and cause some chaos, if you will.
Chaos.
Give those guys something to think about when they're talking about who's number one and who's not. That's the way that it should be. Cowboys are still out there. They are still practicing, going through pads today. because yesterday was a day of shells and they ended early, so they ought to be rested. Wouldn't surprise me if Shoddy keeps them a little extra today.
I mean, maybe, I don't know. We'll see. We haven't seen them in practice early and then punish them by going long the next day, but we will see. Lots of Cowboy talk. Obviously, it's trade deadline in Major League Baseball. I wonder if any of the San Antonio missions are going to be affected, because sometimes those minor leaguers, they're a part of that deal. But we do know the missions are going to be back in town next week. You can win a family 4-pack of tickets to go see the missions take on the Springfield Cardinals Tuesday night, $2 Tuesday. It's August 5th, although tomorrow is going to be August 1.
That's incredible, isn't it?
We're already in August. If you want to go see the San Antonio missions next Tuesday night, just be caller number 11 right now, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776.
We continue here from Oxnard with their AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
180!
Get it first. Get it fast. Get it now. Full coverage of Dallas Cowboys training camp brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim B, and AARP. Live from Oxnard, California. KTFM, Floresville, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hi, I'm Jason Thompson. I'm a personal injury attorney, and since 1994, I've been helping people and their families seriously injured or killed by negligent drivers. My website is alawyer4us.com. I use that phrase because I know that there's no way a regular San Antonian can possibly beat a billion-dollar insurance company alone. You will need an experienced attorney to stand up for you and get what you and your family deserve. This month, my father will retire after 50 years of practicing law, doing what he taught me to do, help people in need. Stand up for the people that cannot. Use the skills you have to help the people in your community win and where you can. When an insured driver seriously injures someone, a billion-dollar insurance company uses everything it can to pay as little as possible. Every insurance company you have heard of has a very large staff of attorneys already working against you. If you or a family member has been seriously injured because of a negligent driver, call me, Jason Thompson, as soon as you can after a collision. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or check out my website, alawyer4us.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
There's a lot of uncertainty in the world, but one thing's for sure. You need a PC you can rely on. Whether it's for school, gaming, or whatever your next chapter holds, Lenovo.com has the tech to help you succeed. Shop PCs right now at Lenovo.com during their back-to-school sale, where students can save more when they sign up for a Lenovo education account. Free shipping, easy returns, flexible financing. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo. Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into. And that's MediShare.
Maybe you've heard joining MediShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network, so yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Week football tonight. The Hall of Fame game between the LA Chargers and the Detroit Lions kicks off the NFL preseason. Former Cowboys backup quarterback Trey Lance will get the start for the Chargers. You can catch all the action right here on San Antonio Sports Star beginning at 7 o'clock. The United Football League announced that entrepreneur and billion-dollar brand builder Mike Repole will be joining the league's ownership group.
This Sports Center update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, happy Thursday, everybody. So happy you joining us here on this Thursday afternoon. A beautiful day in Oxnard, California, having a great time at Cowboys training camp, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. And the Cowboys still hard at work out on the practice field behind us, and lots to talk about when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys, as usual. I'm Joe Reinagel. That's Jason Minix.
And for those of you, Dak can't throw the deep ball crowd, he just connected with George Pickens on a deep ball that was beautiful. And you know what Joe criticizes? Oh, Deron Bland just got burnt.
He did. It was terrible coverage by Deron Bland. I'm just saying, I mean, all things can be true. It was a good throw. Pickens obviously ran a great route and just completely made a fool out of Deron Bland. So all of those things can be true, and that's exactly what happened. We're fortunate to get snippets of what's happening with training camp from time to time so we can get video and watch that and see kind of what's going on. So we're fortunate in that respect, and we just saw that deep ball from Dak Prescott to George Pickens for a touchdown.
I just retweeted the John Machota video, and so if you want to see Dak in the deep ball, I know there's a lot of you on YouTube that do, at Jason Minix, at Joe Reinagel 210, at SA Sports Star, but I retweeted, and again, early in the on Sunday, Dak had everything short, and he was off target. And quite honestly, when I first saw the video, I double-checked to see, was that Joe Milton? Because Joe Milton's got a cannon like that. He just don't know where it's going to land. It's kind of like a guy that can drive at 300. You just don't know if it's going to the woods or it's. But that was an incredible route and throw. And yes, Deron Bland got just torched by George Pickens.
Yeah, he did. It was embarrassing for Deron Bland. Hopefully he gets a little bit better than that before the season begins, because there's a lot of good wide receivers he's going to have to face, especially in game 1 against the Philadelphia Eagles. But that's what training camp is all about.
What I love about training camp, when you're playing your offense against your defense, pick a team anywhere. Houston Texans, Dallas Cowboys, Pittsburgh Steelers, doesn't matter. Your defense makes a great play, and then you criticize the quarterback. Like Aaron Rodgers' first pass as a Steeler was a pick 6, right? The defensive guy doesn't get credit. Then, your quarterback makes a great play. What the hell is wrong with our secondary?
Exactly. That's exactly what happened. What the hell's wrong with the secondary?
Again.
Dude, George Bland wasn't 5 yards to Pickens. Well, that's how badly he got beat.
What does that mean for what this could mean for the Dallas Cowboys offense? And a real deep threat ability in Pickens. And, like Turpin can get behind anybody, but he's 5'0", right? you get a Pickens who can utilize that kind of speed, and he can out-jump everybody. I mean, just the advantage that he gives this Cowboys offense.
No, there's no doubt about it. It was a great move. All I'm saying is, I mean, the Cowboys, what are the potential? They can be the Cincinnati Bengals, score 35 and lose 38-35.
Dak Prescott, you would rather criticize Bland.
Dude, are you not going to criticize Bland? I mean, I could say there was a great throw by Dak. What a catch by George Pickens. And leave it at that. It was horrible coverage. It was awful. You got to be truthful about it.
Well, again, it was, but defensive backs get beat. You know, that's the offense's job. And you're right. You could say both, but, you know, it's like, man, I mean, but the throw and the catch on the money in stride.
So that's all you really you wanted me to say. Dak Prescott, he can throw the long ball. That guy was amazing. He put it right in the cradle for George Pickens. Beautiful play.
I don't care what Bland would have done coverage-wise. That play was perfect.
Well, no doubt. But the fact of the matter is that the guy was running 5 yards behind Pickens. That's a problem.
I love you,
is it not a problem?
Gilbert P. on YouTube says Dak got lucky on the throw. Bland had an eyelash in his eye.
Yeah. He had something in his eye or maybe a rock in his shoe. I don't know what it was.
Maybe he thought he had safety help. Let's do the headline blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's headline blitz.
See what I have to do.
Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
It's not often you will hear Joe Reinagle give credit and compliment the Chicago Cubs.
No. In fact, it makes me nauseated to have to do this, but I have to because they're doing a good thing. Cubs players are going to wear number 23 jerseys. All of them will have on the number 23, obviously in honor of Ryan Sandberg, when they play the Orioles on Saturday. And that is a classy move by
Go ahead.
The Cubs.
Okay. It is very classy. Very, very, very classy. You know, the Baltimore Ravens, they have a new team pool, a swimming pool.
Yes.
And so they have reached out to Baltimore native Michael Phelps to teach them how to swim.
Well, if you're gonna find a teacher, you might as well find the best. Huh? I mean, my goodness. What's interesting about that, when they got the pool, they found out that there were a lot of players that didn't know how to swim. And they wrote a letter to Phelps and said, hey, would you teach us how to swim? And he said, absolutely. Now, I don't know. Is he a Ravens fan? I'm assuming he is.
I mean, he's from Baltimore. I remember a few years ago, more than a few years ago, when the Army-Navy game was in Baltimore, we went over to the Under Armour facilities, and he was in there shooting a commercial. So, yeah, I mean, but you're right. If you're gonna reach out to somebody, might as well reach out to Michael Phelps for your swimming lessons.
Absolutely. Props to the Baltimore Ravens. We're going right to the top of the chain.
Does he teach beginners?
Yeah, well, I'm sure he can.
His hourly, can you not go to the Y? I don't know. Yo, it feels like everybody's watched Happy Gilmore 2 in the last week. And Vern Lundquist again crushed it. Well, Vern Lundquist was on a podcast, and he actually told a story that I'd never heard before. Because he was not the first choice for the first Happy Gilmore movie.
They've got this part for a sports guy, announcer, and I want you to fly to Vancouver and film the role. So I did, and when they sent me the script, they had hand-delivered the script in my hotel room. I looked at the script, and in the top right-hand corner, they tried to erase the name, but it said Pat Summerall. And Summerall had turned the role down. And I often wondered, because the film, it didn't go anywhere in theaters, but then it was released on VHS. If you're old, you might not be old enough to remember VHS.
I am.
But, and then USA Cable picked it up, and that's when the movie took off. So it became a favorite, and Adam Sandler became enormously popular.
You know, Vern Lundquist obviously is a legend in his own, but if you are too young to have ever heard Pat Summerall, that guy was just fantastic. I mean, I don't know how else to describe, especially when he teamed up with John Madden.
That was my childhood.
Those two were the absolute best. I don't care who you talk about today. in my mind, there's nobody better than when Pat Summerall and John Madden were on the call.
And to think about Summerall in the role and Happy Gilmore.
Oh, my
And
gosh.
what that would have been. And for Vern Lundquist, the bonus part about being the second choice, according to him, he still got Pat Summerall money.
Did you ever thank Pat Summerall for passing on the role? Did you ever discuss it with him?
Yes, I did. And he had no idea that the movie would take off.
Sure.
And the one thing I loved about it is that I got Pat Summerall money. And so, hey, life is good.
Yes, it is. And again, Vern Lundquist, not to take anything away from him. We've got some breaking news, though, we need to get to right now. And that breaking news is...
This is huge on the trade deadline. The Astros closing in on a deal to acquire Carlos Correa from the Minnesota Twins. That, according to The Athletic.
Well, obviously Correa was there once before, and he's going back.
He's singing. Ozzy is playing right now on his music. I'm coming home.
Huh. Interesting. Well, I mean, is that something that the Astros are in need of? I mean, obviously, when you make a trade at the trade deadline, it's not because you want to reunite an ex-family member who's been playing shortstop for the Astros.
Well, again, I mean, I think it's probably more for the bat than anything. I'd have to go back and look because, a shortstop, not necessarily a great need, but certainly an upgrade that they could do. But, Carlos is one that a lot of people were upset when he got away. But you understand the money and the financial aspect of everything. But it's not just it's the all around game that you're able to do. And also, could he play third, which is a greater need for the Houston Astros? And if Carlos Correa is willing to play third base, and I think I've read the other day that he is willing to do that, then that makes this trade seem make a lot more sense.
Well, you need the sticks, and they're in a race now because of their little slump that they went through. So that's going to be a race down to the wire. And so good for the Astros. Carlos Correa reunited in Houston. Good for them, I guess. I know the Cardinals traded their closer last night. Well,
they haven't used him all year.
No, actually they have, and he's been pretty damn good. He goes to the Mets, which is bad. Cardinals got 3 prospects, though, that are supposed to be pretty good. But, again, we just don't know.
Here we go.
But
and one segment, you credit the Cubs and the Stros.
Dude, unbelievable.
You feeling
I
all right?
necessarily I'd credit the Stros. Nah, that was not in there. I'm just stating a fact. Carlos Correa is going back. He beats the trash cans better than anybody else.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, my goodness. So we'll continue to follow the trade deadline. Obviously, it comes up, I believe it's 6 o'clock Eastern time is when the trade deadline is the official deadline. So we'll continue to keep following the actions of what's going on in Major League Baseball. That's for sure. We got to get to this because one of my favorite people in the WNBA now is not Caitlin Clark, although I like her. It's Sophia Cunningham.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not only is she shiny, easy to look at, but I like the attitude that she brings. She had a message for the entire WNBA.
And it literally pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league.
Who would be?
What?
Sabrina? No.
No, there's really good, well-known people in our league. I'm not discrediting them. We have a lot of badasses in our league.
Yeah.
Hell yeah to that. I'm all for that. But when people try to argue that she's not the face of our league,
yeah,
or if our league would be where we're at without her, you're dumb as shit.
Yeah.
You're literally dumb as
Dude, sign me up. This girl is great.
Caitlin Clark is the face of the WNBA.
No question about it. Sophia Cunningham, who has become her bodyguard out there on the floor. But just, I mean, and again, I don't understand it. And I try to put myself in that place, Minix, honestly, where you feel you've been doing something for a long time, and some young hotshot comes along and is better than you, but raises the bar for everybody. I don't know how I would feel about that. And that's what's going on in the WNBA.
You just look at the TV ratings, and you know who the face of the WNBA is.
Not only that, they're flying, private now and doing all of these kinds of things. So it's incredible and good for Sophia Cunningham to step in there and tell everybody the truth. They know it, for goodness sake. They know it. Collectives have been a problem, especially since,
they started.
Since they started, but since we got the new rules here not too long ago and really didn't know, you and I were talking about what happens to collectives. What does it mean for the collectives? Well, we finally have an answer on that. We're going to discuss transfer portals, NIL, all of that stuff as we sit here on the tennis courts, our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage live from Oxnard, California. We'll continue. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online, mybestbailbonds.com.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm present the second annual Back to School Drive this Saturday from 11 till 1 or while supplies last at the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Free backpacks and school supplies for all school-age children while supplies last, so don't be late. This Saturday, 11 till 1, presented by the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Sponsored in part by Las Palapas, Array, the College of Healthcare Professionals, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Free products and services are the best. They're next to non-existent though. But the next best thing does exist. Barter. Alamo Barter. Right here in San Antonio, if you have a business and provide a product or service, you can barter with hundreds of other businesses that are already members. From trips to a medical visit, restaurants and home services, Alamo Barter is a great way for you to trade out your skills with others. Call Alamo Barter or visit them online at alamobarter.com. alamobarter.com.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into. And that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard joining MediShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MediShare works too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Man, look at that Return of the Old King, man. Oh, wow. Emotional.
King of the Hill is back.
They got a Bob's in the airport now. Oh, that's Boba.
World has changed, Dad.
Bobby wants to bring that new girl over for dinner.
The vegan? What the hell am I supposed to feed her?
Can't we just put some grass in a bowl?
From Mike Judge and Greg Daniels.
Ready to make some memories, Dad?
Let's freaking go.
A Hulu original series, King of the Hill. Season premiere August 4th. Streaming on Hulu.
It's back to school season, and Clorox is donating 2 million disinfecting wipes to classrooms across America. Because back to school means things can get a little bit messy. Just ask second grade teacher, Mr. Torres.
Put me and just one Clorox wipe on a team? We can take on crayon smudges, sticky fingerprints on every surface, sneezes on the door handle, juice box explosion by the sink, snack crumbs, and don't even get me started on the bathroom passes.
Clorox disinfecting wipes, teacher's #1 wipe.
Think about it. Bathroom passes.
Clean feels good. Based on unit sales data.
Lowe's knows hot deals help you get the most out of summer. Get up to 30% off select major appliances and get it delivered as soon as next day. Plus, get up to 30% off select patio furniture, grills, outdoor power equipment, and more. These end-of-season savings won't last long. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/30. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Valid on eligible in-stock orders in select locations. Price, delivery time, and vehicle availability may vary based on order size and location. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com/delivery for more details.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Here's comedian Howie Mandel for hands-free Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins.
Yeah, I'm holding a new Cozy Fit Skechers slip-in sneaker. And first of all, I barely know I'm holding it. It's that light. You see, Cozy Fit is a cool new sneaker where the upper is made of a soft quilted material. It's kind of like a little puffer jacket for your feet, except it looks like a super stylish sneaker.
Introducing new Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins, the latest comfort creation from Skechers. You can find Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
San Antonio Sports Star, live from Dallas Cowboys training camp, is brought to you by AA Best Bell Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim Beam, and AARP on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Jason, it's such a beautiful day here in Oxnard, California, that I really don't want to talk about anything negative. Believe it or not, even me, even the Dallas Cowboys, I don't want to talk about anything negative, but another offensive lineman leaving the field, and this one's a big one.
Tyler Smith. Although under his own power, nobody around him as he's walking back to the locker room, but another offensive lineman. And when you think about a position group coming into training camp that had questions, and the number of the starters that have already gone down, and then you look at some of the backups that have gone down. If Rob Thompson isn't careful, he might be playing right guard here in a couple hours.
Dude.
Well,
that's the only time I would feel sorry for Dak Prescott if Rob Thompson's in there.
And that would take one play before he needed help off the field.
That's exactly right. Or before he's laying there and a stretcher needs to come out and get him. Are you kidding me? Oh, my goodness. Look, it doesn't look like it's serious. Walks off on his own, no help, all by himself. But obviously there's something there that he's going inside to get checked out. So we'll, as soon as we hear something about Tyler Smith, we will let you know that. It's just it's concerning that all of these offensive linemen, and it's a question mark anyway, are leaving the field.
Well, and again, Tyler Smith missed an entire session before leaving for the locker room. So Brock Hoffman and TJ Bass were working with the first team there at left guard with Tyler Smith being out, and you do start to wonder about the depth of this group. Now, with the exception of Guyton, none of the injuries look like they're going to have any major lingering long-term effects. But with all these young guys, they all need these reps. And you know, the coaches will just stress how valuable these practice reps are. And any time missed during training camp is a big deal. I mean, we're all selfish. Will he be ready for the Eagles game for the opener? All right, and ultimately that's what matters. But he might be ready, like he might be there, he might be on the field, but is he truly ready? You know, you don't rush a brisket, right? I mean, and these practice reps that they're missing. Now, is this good for Brock Hoffman or TJ Bass? Absolutely, if you're a glass half full kind of dude.
Well, it's good for them. And look, again, this just the way he went off the field. I'm not too concerned about this. It could be something extremely minor. Maybe he just had to go poo. Who knows? I mean, the guy just had, maybe it was a bad brisket he had for lunch. I don't know. But it didn't look like it's serious, which is good news because that's the one guy. Obviously, they're all important, but that's the one guy you certainly cannot afford to lose. It's possible.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see if he comes back to the field a little bit lighter in a few minutes.
A little bit lighter and hopefully no toilet paper.
Stop. God. The things I have to deal with.
I'm just saying it could be anything because he would look fine running into the locker room.
He didn't run.
Well, he didn't run. He was kind of.
I mean, he didn't have help.
No,
but he didn't have the penguin walk going either.
He did not. He did not.
He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix, the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Sam Williams will join us when practice is over. It could be the next 15 at 20 minutes, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. You never know. I can tell you it seems like Dak Prescott is having a good day. He just connected on a deep ball to Turpin. Guess who Turpin beat?
Deron Bland.
What
the hell's going on with Deron Bland? That's probably a direct quote from Jerry Jones.
What, go make my quarterback look good?
No. What the hell's going on with you out there? That's twice then he's gotten beat. Dak is having a good day. I'll tell you who else that I've seen a lot as we're watching videos that come off the field is Jonathan Mingo. This guy is getting a lot of action while we've been here in training camp, and I just wonder. They sprinkle in a Jalen Tolbert every now and then, but to me, Jonathan Mingo's getting more than Tolbert for sure.
Well, and again, I mean, Mingo, essentially a fourth-round pick, and even CeeDee Lamb yesterday, a lot of high praise for one Jonathan Mingo.
Oh man, he's strong. That man, he's real strong, and once he keeps that strength in his routes, he's gotten so much better at the top of the route. I've learned that from OTAs, like going throughout OTAs and then camp, he's gotten way better. He started in OTAs getting better, and then now you can see it in camp. Once we put pads on and things get serious, it's transferred over. So as for him, I'm happy for his growth, and I'm happy to continue to help him. And as I'm helping him, I'm getting better as well because I'm telling him things that I see from a different point of view, and just letting him know where he could be better. And then I'll take the things that I tell him and I instill it in myself. So,
dude, is it just me or has CeeDee Lamb kind of come out of his shell?
He's a leader now.
I mean, when he first got here to the Cowboys, very quiet guy, kind of kept to himself. Now he's different. I mean, he's out there, he's talking, he's saying all the right things. And I find that growth. I like it. I really do. I like what he's doing and how he's doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. He really has turned into a team leader, and it's obvious. And not only with his words, but you see it on the field, his ability to help. And it's a byproduct, I think, of also getting paid. He's secure, and he knows his place on this team. He knows his place in the NFL. And as a veteran guy now, helping. He's not trying to prove that he belongs. He does belong. He works at his craft every day. So I do think the paycheck, getting that contract, he knows he's the guy. Yeah, sure, bring in Pickens. I know I'm the guy. And overall good teammate kind of guy. But I think it's the maturity level of it that goes with it as well. Back and forth today between the baseball trade deadline and what's going on at training camp. Carlos Correa, according to Bob Nightingale from USA Today, did tell the Astros he would welcome playing third with Jeremy Pena remaining at shortstop. Pena's been hurt. So that's why I was wondering if, all right, is that injury a lot more serious than I was thinking? But if Correa's going to go play third, that's a big deal. Nightingale also says, the Twins are up for sale, and they have shed more money than anybody. But what they didn't do was eat $50 million of that contract that the Astros are trying to get them to. They still did a significant amount. Haven't seen what the numbers are, but the Astros getting Carlos Correa and a boatload of that money is still going to be paid by the Minnesota Twins. So that's a good move. And the Astros also got a left-handed bat. They need that. They make a trade with the Marlins for outfielder Jesus Sanchez. So a couple of big moves today for the Houston Astros. The Texas Rangers, they got a reliever in Danny Columbine from Minnesota, who, again, everybody's gone out of Minnesota. And again, the Rangers bullpen certainly in need, and they get some help there.
Well, good, I suppose. Teams that are looking forward to the playoffs and being in postseason competition, I'm not. So baseball is just about over for me. Just saying. Although Cardinals are still right there for a wild card spot.
Now, real quick, because I'm seeing Dallas Morning News just retweeted this, and it's from one of their baseball writers. Garcia with the Texas Rangers has not been traded to the New York Mets. There were some rumors earlier, and apparently reports of his trade to the Mets are inaccurate.
Okay, well, interesting. A lot of activity, and as we get closer, again, I believe it is 6 o'clock Eastern time, so it's about 2.5 hours from now. It could be a lot of other things happening as we move forward. Back to the Dallas Cowboys, some bad news if you're looking at this. Siobhan Ravel's father says he may need another 6 to 8 weeks to be ready to play. Now,
Dr. Dad, huh?
Apparently so. So I'm trying to see the show. I just saw this. Some guy named Gavin Dawson said Siobhan Ravel's dad just told us on the show it's looking like another 6 to 8 weeks for him to come back from that knee.
Yeah, Gavin Dawson from 105.3 The Fan.
Well, there you go. So we'll see if that's accurate or not. It's unfortunate. Again, a position that is thin, depth-wise.
Although 6 to 8 weeks seems about right, and that would have him playing. Well, if he starts PUP, not until October at the very least, but maybe September. Keep in mind it's July 31st. So, and for a rookie coming off the injury, quite frankly, I didn't know if we would see that dude realistically until Thanksgiving.
I don't think we will. I mean, you talk about a guy that's missing out on reps and comes in very highly touted, and the Cowboys think they got a steal in the third round with this guy, and they were very excited about it and still are. But if there's a good, I mean, you're right. Without getting any reps, without being able to do anything here in camp or 6 to 8 weeks from now, we'll see how long it takes him to get on the field. Hopefully it won't be by necessity to push him out there any sooner than it has to be. AA Best Bail Bonds, Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage live from Oxnard, California. Also brought to you in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim Beam, and AARP. Cowboys still out on the practice field right now. Sam Williams will join us as soon as that is over. So that could be, just about any time from now until, 4 o'clock? Who knows? But Sam Williams scheduled to join us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing on San Pedro. You need that logo on a nice golf shirt, a fishing shirt, a dress shirt, a bag, a hat, you name it, Sam will get you taken care of. In fact, if you need caps made, Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps, Katie caps, Nike Cap America, to name a few, and he has them in stock. You think about all the different shirt brands. He's got all the big name brands, North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Matthew, Under Armour, Port Authority, to name a few. Over 700 uniform lines to choose from. If you need T-shirts screen printed, go see Sam. Nobody has better prices. Sam has all the big name brands, and he's the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. No order too big, no order too small. You need 1 item, 10 items, 25,000 items or more. Sam will get you taken care of. So call Sammy's Embroidery and Printing, 210-824-3900, or better yet, go by that massive showroom down on San Pedro, a mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey,
Want to see Dallas take on Atlanta at AT&T Stadium? AARP is hooking you up. I want winners. Just head to sasportstar.com and register to win a pair of tickets to the Cowboys' final preseason game, Friday, August 22nd at 6 p.m. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! It's your chance to catch America's team live before the regular season kicks off. I like this kind of party! From AARP and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
When it comes to results, the numbers speak for themselves. Thomas J. Henry secured over $1 billion for clients in the past 4 years and successfully represented thousands of injured Texans. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Texas.
Thank you for making Total Wine & More America's #1 online source for spirits, beer, and wine. Better than all those delivery apps. Total Wine's prices are up to 30% lower with super fast delivery and no hidden fees. Order direct at TotalWine.com and pay less today.
Drink responsibly, B21.
The granddaddy of all hunting shows is back, and we are ready to cross the state of Texas to bring the best hunting show to a city near you. The Hunters Extravaganza is a great event for the whole family. We have the latest and greatest the hunting world has to offer, from products to hunts, and feature seminars with Dr. Deer, Gary Robertson, and more. Come enjoy attractions like rattlesnakes, gator country, a fish tank, and many more. Join us in San Antonio for the Hunters Extravaganza. Get tickets at ttha.com. Brought to you by the Texas Trophy Hunters Association.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
It's back to school season, and Clorox is donating 2 million disinfecting wipes to classrooms across America. Because back to school means things can get a little bit messy. Just ask second grade teacher Mr. Torres.
Put me and just one Clorox wipe on a team, we can take on crayon smudges, sticky fingerprints on every surface, sneezes on the door handle, juice box explosion by the sink, snack crumbs, and don't even get me started on the bathroom passes.
Clorox disinfecting wipes, teacher's #1 wipe.
Think about it. Bathroom passes.
Clean feels good. Based on unit sales data.
San Antonio Sports Star, live from Dallas Cowboys training camp, is brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim Beam, and AARP on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
All I know is Jason and I are having a great Thursday afternoon. Hope all of you are as well. Thank you for spending some time with us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars. We continue our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage live from Oxnard, California. Again, Jason, as I look and I went out and was kind of watching some of the practice that's still going on here in Oxnard, but John Machota tweets out another great video for Nate Thomas. This guy is not only a monster, and by monster, I mean a big, big, big man. He's doing a hell of a job out there.
He is, and he's playing well. And look, we've heard everybody talk about Nate Thomas, and from Stephen Jones when he was here, Schottenheimer a lot, Clayton Adams, the offensive coordinator, because everybody's still learning Clayton Adams is the offensive coordinator. Right. Throw that name out there, keep it going. But I do find it interesting. that every year there's that player that just has that impact that you weren't expecting when you arrived at training camp. Now, it's always hard to judge offensive line in that regard, right? But he could be the guy. And let's face it, that's a position of need. And whether he ends up being the guy as a starter, but depth is an issue as we see offensive linemen. Have we seen a practice yet where an offensive lineman hasn't left early because of injury?
We have not since we've been here. Since last Saturday, there has been one at least leave the field, return or not. In the case of Tyler Guyton or whoever it may be, didn't see the concussion yesterday and what happened. But yeah, there's been somebody every day.
Every day. So I mean, it's what's the word am I looking for? A concern. So to have somebody like Nate become that great story, you root for him. I mean, I don't know anything about him. He wears 71, and when you're out there, there's no doubt that he's a offensive lineman because I mean, it's funny. Football players are so different. Like you go to most basketball games or practices, and they're all tall and for the most part very similar, right? Here, you look at some of the defensive backs or some of the running backs, and then I think it was Justin Tucker, the former kicker for the Baltimore Ravens, who said it best. Dude, I am 6'2". I'm not small, but around my coworkers, I look like a little person, right?
Yes.
He used a different word, and he's right because you don't know. See, it's obvious he's an offensive lineman when he shows up.
No, there's no doubt about it. And he's listed, and I find this comical because they're never right. He's listed at 331. If he's 331, I'm a ballet dancer.
Wow.
I'm going to tell you right now, there's no way that dude's 331, maybe 351, 361. He is a big man.
Look, they weighed him before the breakfast buffet.
Good gosh, that guy is a monster. He's a mountain out there.
6'5". To give you an idea, Tyler Smith is listed at 6'5", 328. I mean, that's just a biscuit away. Tyler Guyton is 6'7" at 325. TJ Bass, 6'5", 320. Brock Hoffman, 6'4", 318. And there's not many people that can be with Rob and AJ and make those two look like most of the pictures that I'm in.
Exactly.
Brock Hoffman did that to the morning huddle this morning. And we've got a big dude coming in here, Sam Williams, in a bit. He's 6'4", 260. So you're telling me this other guy's got 100 pounds on Sam Williams?
Yeah, he would make Sam Williams look small. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I mean, that's incredible. So, look, there's always guys that you root for. And nothing against Tyler Guyton. But, I mean, this guy's taking advantage of his opportunity, and he's turning heads all over the place. And so you like to see those kind of stories, or I certainly do. Guys that you're not expecting to do anything, they come out and they do something, and they prove themselves, and they win a job. So the only thing Tyler Guyton's got going for him right now over Nate Thomas is the fact that he's a number 1 draft pick. And Jerry doesn't want to admit he was wrong, does he?
At this point, is that Jerry's call or is that Schottenheimer's call?
Well, it should be Schottenheimer's call at this point in time. And again, I will take Schotty at his word that the best players are going to play, and no matter what that means or whose place they take. I mean, Mozzie Smith is about to get his job taken away from him as it looks right now if things continue the way they are here at training camp. And Tyler Booker could be the next.
Well, when you look at you mean Tyler Tyler Guyton.
Tyler Guyton.
But when you look at your question on Mozzie Smith, Jay Toye has been running with the ones. He is a 7th round pick.
Yep.
That tells me, and Mozzie Smith, he wasn't a starter last year for a 1st round pick. So if the 1st round pick isn't working out, the Cowboys coaches, whether it was Mike McCarthy with Mozzie Smith last year or not, Jerry's not worried about, all right, well, we missed on that one. I mean, we all remember Taco Charlton. So, I'm just saying.
Yes, we do.
I'm just saying that if Nate is playing at this level and continues to play at this level, then I think it's fair to say he could get that job and keep it. Most of the time, I'm a believer that you don't lose your starting job because of injury. But it's not like Tyler Guyton had a stranglehold on that job outside of where he was drafted.
I mean, you're exactly right. If you're talking about a Tyler Smith, okay, that's a different story. You're talking about a CD Lamb, it's a different story. I get it, and it depends on the player. But I'm with you. Look, Mozzie Smith has had his opportunities and hadn't been able to take advantage of it. Now, we'll always give that guy a little bit of benefit of the doubt because he is on his third DC right now. And so, that does make a difference. Even though you're a pro, that certainly makes a difference. But still, they don't have time to wait around. And if you've got a guy that's there and ready and playing better than you, then that's just the business of football. Sometimes it's a cruel game.
Well, and again, when you look at everything, everything Shadi has said, you're going to do that. I mean, you look at the running back position, right? Yesterday, we had Miles Sanders here on the Blitz. Apparently, he's dealing with a little bit of a bone bruise. He didn't practice today. Brian Schottenheimer has been talking about Jaden Blue, who's been getting a lot of run with the first team.
Talked a little bit about Jaden and how he's kind of really picked up just the confidence and the understanding of what we're trying to do and the understanding of the preparation and things like that. And when guys do that, you reward them. You reward them when they do that. And if it's not to that standard, then, there's consequence as well and moving guys around. But the quickness and the ability to accelerate in the hole, I keep going back to that. It's just different. I mean, he's got incredible lateral agility and quickness. And when he jump cuts or moves laterally, he's able to get to top speed in a hurry. And he doesn't need a lot of space. He reminds me of he's a larger version, a smaller player, but, the quickness and acceleration of Darren Sproles. And I don't use that lightly. I mean, Darren was freaky with his quickness and acceleration and speed. And I think Jaden has some of those traits in terms of just he's electric when he gets the ball. And what I really like about him more than anything is probably the way I see him working in between the tackles. He's not just a perimeter player. He's a guy that can run in between the tackles and the A gaps with gap schemes, things like that, and still be extremely productive.
And look, Jaden Blue was good at Texas, and Shotty complimented the running backs out of Texas. I mean, today he was talking about Bijan Robinson as perhaps the best in the NFL right now.
Yeah, well, then that leads the question: could Jaden Blue be the lead back?
Yeah, I think so. I don't see there's any reason not to. Again, I don't want to certainly put any limitations on him. I mean, they've had some good backs at Texas that he played alongside and with, and a couple of them are the best in the league right now, or arguably the best in the league. Talking about Bijan and guys like that. But I have no reason to think that he doesn't have the ability to impact games with us. What that play number is exactly, I don't know. I won't put a number on it, but we have no reason to think he can't do that.
And one of the things. I mean, could he be? Yeah. And the way the training camp battles have been, and we're less than 2 weeks into camp, it appears the Cowboys don't want to be running back by committee, right? But even Miles Sanders said, 25 carries a game isn't likely. So there might be a dominant and a bit of a pecking order, but it feels like they want to figure out who the lead back is and go from there. Very similar to what we had for years when Zeke was good and Pollard would go in and spell him, as opposed to what you're seeing in Detroit with Montgomery and Gibbs, which if you had two backs like that, you'd be a little bit running back by committee. But the other thing that Brian Schottenheimer did say today, and I can't wait to see how this plays out in games because he's the head coach, but he's also the play caller. But he said he calls plays based on who's in the huddle. And it's interesting, and I say that because, as Shotty was explaining today, there are some that are going to run the plays, so everybody better know what those plays are. But if Pickens and CD are in there, as opposed to, say, Turpin and Mingo, for whatever reason that could happen, he's probably going to call a different play. So I'm curious, are the running backs going to have their own packages? Because they are all a little bit different. And if Jaden Blue is in, there is on the IHOP menu looking play card. Is there the Jaden Blue package? Is there that sort of thing? I just thought it was interesting to hear him say, "I will call plays based on who is in the huddle," as opposed to I'm calling my play. The 11 in there all know how to run it, so we'll see what happens.
Well, I think it's a brilliant move. You call plays to the strength of what you have on the field at that time. And I think that's a great move from Shotty and a great way to do it. Jaden Blue, I'm still a little skeptical that he could be the lead back for this Cowboys football team, but I think he's going to play a major role in this Cowboys football team, whether it's running the football or catching the ball out of the backfield. Again, the running backs are leading the pack when it comes to the offense thus far. Now, there's been some good pass catching and pass throwing out there today, but coming into today, it was the running backs. Those three guys, Miles Sanders, Javonte Williams, and Jaden Blue, they were leading the pack. I mean, and there's no question. They were head and shoulders above everybody else.
Well, and again, today, it seems like the wide receivers had a great day. It'll be interesting to see when Schottenheimer talks tomorrow if he says who won or lost today. But based on what we've been able to watch and some of the videos that we're seeing, it certainly feels like it was a rough day for Deron Bland and a great day for that Cowboys offense. That is for sure. And again, when you look at having the receiving weapons that the Cowboys have, and there are so many receivers out there in training camp right now. There are 12, and you feel like, all right, you got CeeDee Lamb, obviously, Pickens. You made the trade for Mingo. He's been playing well. Then you got Jalen Tolbert. Obviously, Turp is going to be there because of his special teams, but he'll take a wide receiver spot. But they all seem to be playing extremely well. I mean, Cropper's look good. Preseason football, which actually starts tonight. Some of those guys, they might be playing for a spot with somebody else's roster because the Cowboys are just so deep at wide receiver.
No, they are. Paris Campbell is another injury. He walked off a couple of days ago. I'm not sure he makes the team anyway. But having said that, just to get you up to date, I find this interesting as I look at the Cowboys depth chart. They actually have Jonathan Mingo behind George Pickens and Jalen Tolbert penciled in as the third wide receiver right now with Jalen Brooks right behind him. I have to imagine all of those positions are interchangeable at this point in time when it comes to wide receivers. But I find that interesting. That's how it sits today as we sit here on Thursday afternoon, July 31st at 3:51 in the afternoon.
Well, and I think, part of that just might be, you look at Jonathan Mingo at 6'2", is he really playing in the slot? When you look at who's your X, who's your Y, who's your Z receiver, and
I'd play him in the slot.
Yeah,
why not?
At that size, and he does have speed. But even if Mingo is the backup to Pickens, and you've got Tolbert in the slot, and again, third-round guy who did lead the league in touchdowns last year.
Well, not the league, but he led the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
That's a Freudian slip. And again, that's something that's nice for Jalen to have for the rest of his life, but we all know why.
I don't know if you can celebrate that too much with a 7-10 record. Can you?
I mean, he will always say that he led the Dallas Cowboys in receiving touchdowns.
It sounds very quiet out on the field, so I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll take a quick break right now, and Sam Williams scheduled to join us at any moment. We're going to take a break as we continue with our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage live from Oxnard, California. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
180!
Get it first. Get it fast. Get it now. Full coverage of Dallas Cowboys training camp brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim B, and AARP. Live from Oxnard, California. KTFM Floresville, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
So we do a giveaway at GiveMeTheVin.com. Every month we're giving away $25,000 to one lucky person that sells us their car. Karen, you there?
I'm here.
Karen Gardner of Oceanside, California is the latest winner in GiveMeTheVin.com's big cash giveaway.
What did you sell us?
I sold you a 95 Impala.
And what did we pay you for it?
You guys gave me 18.
18 plus 25,000 because you're the winner, Karen.
Oh my God, you're kidding.
You could be next to get a little more, maybe a lot more.
You guys are awesome. Keep it up.
No purchase necessary. For official rules, go to GiveMeTheVin.com. Sell us your car.
Joel, I'm proud to introduce my latest in-summer relaxation relief occasion. I call it the Quarter Moon Grill and Go. It's a stainless steel propane gas grill with this, a full-size urinal. If you're gonna grill and you gotta go, it's the Grill and Go.
Folks, at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, we fix plumbing and AC issues fast and at a fair price. 210-651-5899.
Grill and
Go away, Nigel. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC.
License number TACLA 141-074-EM16004.
It's Jason and Joe from the Blitz. Join us at Circa Las Vegas in August for the Circa Sports Ultimate Contest Weekend.
The Blitz will be live at Circa August 21st and 22nd, and then we're staying for the weekend. Come to Vegas with us for the Ultimate Contest Weekend.
Circa Survivor and Circa Million are back. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. So join the Blitz at Circa Las Vegas.
Details and discounted rooms with promo code BLITZ available online at sasportstar.com.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
Hungry after the game? Hit up Tamalitos Restaurant, home of San Antonio's best weekly specials and legendary Taco Tuesdays. Fresh, loaded, and just $1. Tamalitos, local flavor, big taste. 2042 South Callahan Road, right across Missions Baseball Stadium.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and top users make $200 to $300 per month.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code STEER25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code STEER25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code STEER25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
George gets justice. Getting in a car crash isn't on your summer bucket list, but it can happen at any time. If the worst happens when you're headed out for your summer getaway, you need to get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers. George understands what it takes to fight for your maximum compensation and to get you back on track. When you get George, you don't pay unless they win. Call 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com. Principal Office, San Antonio.
South Texas summer is no joke. With temperatures in the triple digits, your roof takes a beating. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar at 210-785-0994. They're local, family-owned, and ready to help. Get a free, no-obligation roof inspection from a team that knows South Texas weather. Whether it's commercial or residential, a small repair, or a whole new roof, get peace of mind with Stevens Roofing. Call 210-785-0994 today. Stevens Roofing has you covered.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, today is the trade deadline in Major League Baseball, and the Astros have a familiar face coming back. Carlos Correa coming back to Houston. They bring him back from the Minnesota Twins before the end of today's trade deadline. Cowboys practicing here in Oxnard. In fact, they have just wrapped things up for this session. There was some concerning news. Offensive lineman Tyler Smith walked to the locker room. He has not returned.
This Sports Center update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
And we are still here on the tennis courts in Oxnard, California, as we continue our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage. I'm Joe Reinagel. Jason Minix is here as well. And just saw some cool stuff as the Cowboys are ending practice. They go through a line and shake the hands of all the fans that are going on and taking place out there that came to watch the Cowboys practice today. And speaking of the Dallas Cowboys, we got a good one that just walked in the room
Sam
with us.
Williams joining us here on. Yeah, grab those headsets, man. It's live radio. We know how it is. Sam, appreciate you joining us. What we just saw, very cool. After practice, you guys like in a Little League handshake line with the service members that are out here, courtesy of USAA.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, man. Giving back in any little way or fashion we can.
No, that's really cool. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Maybe I just didn't look. But you guys, I mean, all of you on a line shaking the hands. That's fantastic. And obviously it's appreciated by those that you shook their hands with.
Right. Yeah.
All right, so let's go through first yesterday's practice. When was the last time you had to run wind sprints after practice?
I think like JUCO.
Pull that up a little bit, that microphone up a little bit. Yeah, there you go.
I feel like in JUCO, that's probably the last time. So, yeah, it was a little different.
Well, can you take us inside to the what was going on?
I mean, it's playing. It's like you find your brother. You know what I'm saying? It's all love. You know, sometimes you got to hit him in the mouth. Sometimes he got to hit you in the mouth. But at the end of the day, it's all love. You know what I mean? And in the culture that coaches building, it's like it's okay to go to the edge, but don't go over the edge, because those type of things like the swinging, the punching, you know, all those things get you thrown out the game, and it hurt the team ultimately. Yeah, it hurt the team. So he just, you know, I like what he's doing. You know, it's different for everybody, but I bet nobody fought today.
Didn't hear many fights today.
No,
but talk about the culture and what you're seeing here. It seems like you guys are really buying into what Shotty's selling.
Man, because it's evident, man. Like it's like you could tell with the bond, you know, the O-line and the D-line, the receivers, DBs. Like we never had. Well, I only been here 4 years. Well, this will be my 4th year, but I haven't seen such a team bond. Position bond, of course, like D-line hang out with D-line, offense, but now it's like a team thing, you know. So I feel like what he's doing is working, and I love it.
Sam Williams joining us here on the Blitz. Stay with that. And you think about 4-year or your 4th year, but when a guy gets promoted from within, you wonder how much is really going to change inside the building. How quickly did you notice a difference going, man, it is different here?
From I say the first team meeting in the OTAs, man, we started off hooping, you know what I mean? Like it was a basketball court in the meeting room. And of course, you know, I won the shooter, you know, we had a shooter championship. So each position got to pick 2 guys from their position group, and we had like 30 seconds, and you know, I won a championship. So it was pretty cool. It was me and TG, the tackle, and versus me for the championship game. I beat him, you know.
Like a pop-a shot?
No, it's like a free throw shot.
Okay.
It was a little bit farther from the free throw, but it was just like a 30-second shoot as many you can, get you a rebounder, and I won. You know, I'm champion.
Did you play basketball in college or high school?
Yeah, basketball all the way up to my senior year, because that's when I started playing football.
What made you like football better than basketball?
It was really an opportunity to get better at basketball, because I was like this skinny, lanky kid. But when I went to the football field, they put weight on me, and then like I started getting offers from junior college, and I didn't have any offers of basketball, so I just stuck with football. So I'm glad I stuck with football.
Yeah, 6'4", you're not tall enough for basketball, right?
Yeah. I mean, how I was doing, I was a guard. You know, I was, man, like Westbrook.
Well, and you think about it, it's funny, you know, I'm a tall 5'7", so, you know, what, at 6'4", but you look at some of these offensive linemen, 6'7", and they got you by 100 pounds, and you're going against them every day. I mean,
I love that.
I mean, what was the last time, although you're in the NFL, so kind of but it's not often you're not the biggest dude in the room, except for when you're with the offensive lineman.
Facts. I love going against big offensive linemen on pass, not the run block, but on the pass. you know, the bigger they are, the harder it is for them to move. So that's a good thing for me. But I mean, it's just a competitor. I love it. I don't care how big you is. Goliath and the Giant.
You know, Sam, it's interesting because since we got here, and we've been there about a week now, all I've heard is how happy
David and Goliath.
Sam Williams. Yeah, I got you. How happy Sam Williams is. I mean, I bet you couldn't wait for training camp to start.
Man, yeah, it's just like this place is it's peace. From the outside world, of course, I miss family, like my 2 kids. I got 2 dogs. I miss them, but like here, it's straight ball and it's straight building bonds with your brother. And like you can't do that at home, really, because once we out of the football world, we go to like the family world, the recovery world, all the other worlds. But here, it's straight football, and if you're not alone, you with your brothers. You know what I mean? We'll end every night, 3, 4 of us, sometimes more. Just kicking it. You know what I mean? Talking about ball, talking about family, giving advice. It's I don't know. This place is just a whole different vibe.
They're just hanging out.
Yeah.
And again, no distraction. Although, do you get out much, or do you just stay here on the compound?
Oh yeah, I stay here. Ain't nothing in Oxnard. What's in Oxnard?
Well, there's a great dive bar called the Rudder Room. I don't recommend it.
Well, he can't go there.
Well,
He's in training, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you could. He could. But no, just restaurants or anything. You don't venture out much. Go to the beach.
No, I haven't yet, bro. But it's because we just starting. Body be hurting. I be want to lay down. I be want to lay down, play my game. I be playing Madden or Call of Duty all day.
So your routine. How much downtime do you actually get in training camp?
On the average day, I get done around 8:30 because after practice, I do an hour and a half of recovery treatment, and then I'll go eat. Then you got meetings, come back, mock game. Then after mock game, you got the rest of the night, and mock game in about 6:30. So I'll go do some more treatment, do some mobility, and then go into bed.
Do they get you guys up early around here?
No, gotta be in the building about 8 o'clock.
Okay,
that's a pretty good time.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
No, but some guys are out there working out at 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah, it flips offense, defensive days, but I see guys like me, Osa, we go do mobility in the morning, the days we don't have to lift, and then stuff like that. Just the little things to work on your body. And it's awesome. We won't have to use no gas to get anywhere.
This is true. That's a positive, no doubt. Sam, let me ask you something, because Shotty's even mentioned, I've heard others talking about the defensive lines in the NFC East. And there are some good ones. There's no question about it. How do you guys stack up?
I just feel like the biggest thing with us that I see now, we're happy for each other. It's not it's always competitive. Don't get me wrong. But when somebody makes a good play, if you watch on the field, you see how many of us, it's a lot of us, but you see everybody turning up. You see, you see passion in that room. And it's not only for our success, it's for everybody's success. If the cornerback make a big play, you'll see D-line jumping, running. Because if they make a interception, that means D-line had to do something. We had to get the quarterback eyes looking somewhere it's not supposed to. We rushed the process. So it's just all, I just feel like this year and what we have is a great bond and willing to put ourselves aside for our brothers. You know what I mean?
So explain where the transition happened. Schottenheimer gets hired, and it feels like the vibe here at training camp is noticeably different than it was a year ago. Now, a year ago, I know you got hurt early, and so, but yesterday, from the media standpoint, last year, it just felt weird all the way around. Mike McCarthy going into his last year, and it was just kind of weird, right? This year feels so completely different, and hearing you and everybody that we've talked to, they're talking about the bond. What's different? Is it just a more relaxed message from the coach where you guys are competing more as a team as opposed to individual?
I feel like it's because it starts with the head. The head, he sets an example. If you see us warming up, he goes around and talks to everybody. He don't just say, hey, we need to have a good bond and sit in the back and make us have. He show us. He show us how to celebrate. He's an offensive coach, but he celebrates the defense when they make good plays. All those little things like that, then it trickles down to the coaches. Then it trickles down to us players. So now we one whole group that's going under this standard that Coach Shotty set.
Now, Sam, I don't want to get into the business side of it, but how weird is it not having Mike out there? And what is he doing with you guys in the interim?
he's just present, and that means a lot to us because, he don't have to be here. Like, everybody knows he don't have to be here. But him showing us, because people can talk like, yeah, I'm your leader, da, 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 but he's showing that he's in the meeting room. He's vocal, like yesterday he was showing us so like yesterday we did a drill and some of us wasn't getting our ankles like turned because we had to dip and rip and all that. He sat there in the meeting room and showed us different ankle stretches that he used, like different mobility stretches he used for his ankles. And like I see him with Dunn, I see him with Marshawn, I see him with me, like all those little things, like even when the field room, hey bro, like you need to, come out, hold your hands up, boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? Things that he see, he help us. He not in the back just sitting there and just being present. He's being vocal. You see him out doing drills. He's holding the bags. I remember we was doing the quick hands drills. He said, "Hold on, coach," and then he was telling us, like he told us the problem. Then we went to the film room and like we watched it in the meeting. And once he told us, it got better. Like because like I'm gonna listen to him. Yeah. I don't know about anybody else. I'm gonna listen to him. He know. I feel like he know what he's talking about. Of course, we don't want to make it seem like he overthrow coach, but I mean like. I've witnessed this man play. I've witnessed this man miss 6 games, come back, double-digit sacks. Like I witnessed this. So like any advice he give me personally, I'm gonna take. Like even today, before practice, I was like, bro, like my problem is like when I go to inside move, I get washed down. He said, no, son, you need to dip, you need to keep low and drive. I did that today. I had 2 incredible. I was like, Michael, you seen that? Like, yeah. So I mean, it's just good, man. I love all the guys, man, from the training staff. They're my guys, the training staff, because we spent a lot of time together. But like all around team, like I love it. Like I love it here, like a lot.
Sam Williams joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Eberflus comes in. For you, because we've heard different people like Mozzie, what Eberflus is doing could be good for Mozzie Smith, better for his skill set. How does what Eberflus wants out of Sam Williams benefit Sam Williams?
He just want that dog out, like he taking the chains off me and letting me be Sam, because I don't know about anybody else. Like I always watch like my JUCO highlights, then I go to my college highlights, then I go to my first and second year highlights from here. So I always try to bring that Sam out that got me here. Many times athletes get to that place where it's like they want to be robots because they want to do everything perfect. But football is football. It's a game. Sometimes you gotta freestyle it, And with that being said, Coach Flutz, he's letting us like, but like if we do something like that's not in the play, we gotta make the play. But of course, like he's letting us like be us. Using our skill set to the max. You know what I mean? You got Donald, you got all these players, you see them going different ways, different positions, and it's nice. Like, it's nice. You never know what's going to happen.
Sam, I got to ask you because, man, I mean, you're a great football player, but you're thinking about life after football, aren't you? You got a clothing line. Now, tell us about it.
Well, that wasn't for life after football. That was just like, because, being an athlete, being any profession, like, once you out of that profession, you got to find something to do. Of course, kids be in school, all this stuff. So I was just, especially like the first beginning of my my injury, I would be in a facility for an hour because I had to rest, I had to heal more and all this stuff. So like I decided to start back a clothing brand, a clothing line, and the brand is for the family. And so I was making them, I was selling them, I was like doing this, but then I look at the brand differently now. I look at it not only as a brand, as a lifestyle, because everything I do is for my 2 little boys, because they depend on me. So, and saying that for the family, it's a FTF. The T is a cross, because in every family, man upstairs come first, and then around it is a circle. Because you can't let everybody in your family. And the people that's inside that circle, you got to keep them close. You know what I mean? You got to give them the flowers before they're gone. That's the biggest thing. Like the family because you could choose family. Like some people say you can't choose family, but I feel like everybody blood related is not family. Everybody that siblings, not all family. Family is the people I feel like that want to see you succeed without having to benefit for themselves, or happy to see you grow, happy or helping you grow, or trying to level up your life without something coming back to them. So I started the brand. Of course, like once everything come in, everybody's gonna have a shirt, everybody's gonna have sweats, everybody's gonna have jumpsuits. Because like we're family, and the circle got to be this circle. Everybody can't get in here. We can't trust everybody to come in our circle because of the bond that Coach Shotty's building. Like he let all of us in, and you can tell how he acts with everybody. That in that circle, he don't want anybody to leave. He don't want anybody to branch off. He don't want anybody to feel left out. You know what I mean? So I feel like the brand is more. It's not only a brand, but it's a lifestyle. You know what I mean? So
when you look at that, and you said when it comes in, is it available now? Like somebody listening, can they go online and order a shirt? What's the website? I mean, take advantage.
FTFclothing.com. So the shirt that Dak wore in the interview, and Dak's been a major supporter because I told him what it what it means, what it stands for, and Dak believes in it wholeheartedly. And I was so happy that he wore it in the press conference, and I have major love for him for that. But like, it's just the message behind it, It's FTFclothing.com. Of course, the men's stuff is coming during the season, so everything is not listed, but those shirts are because they came in. And right now it's a lot of women's stuff.
So this started as women's stuff?
Well, yeah. I just opened it up, and I'm thinking this Joe Reiniger would look good in some of these outfits right here on this front page when he's doing his workouts, right?
Yes. No, women, because like you got to think about it. Like I started off with men's shirts, men's shorts, but I'm like, who's gonna pay $20 to go work out in some shorts? You know what I mean? I can go to Walmart and buy some for $3. So, but then I go to the gym. You see girls with the little pod things, their cameras taking pictures. I'm like, oh yeah, that's
opportunity.
Yeah. So like now it's like very comfortable, very breathable. It fits like it fits to fit, and it's like very, what you want to say, appropriate. Like it's not showing too much, because of course, Dak wife wears it. I got some more teammate wives wearing it. Like I just wanted to be a brand where you can feel comfortable and feel like you look good. You know what I'm saying? You look good. And I don't know. It's just I worked on every smaller detail, stitching, color, size of the logo, like pattern. Like I worked on everything. Yeah, so
that's cool.
There's a guy like Ben DiNucci with the hats that he have. Did that help inspire you? Do you even know what I'm talking about?
No.
You know the hats that say Dallas upside down?
Dallas upside down.
Ben DiNucci was a third string quarterback with the Cowboys a couple of years ago, and he partnered with the guy with the hats, and they have just blown up.
Oh no, I didn't know about that. I need to give him a call. I got hats too. But it's a lot of stuff coming, man. And then like we're branching off like for the whole family. So kids stuff are coming. Nice. Is coming too. So by the time the season start, it's gonna be all in motion.
Building the brand, and with what you were talking about with the circle and the family, did you have issues with third cousins that you didn't know you had, calling you, asking you for money when you made it to the league, and it helped you learn how to say no?
Well, not really, because the first thing I did is get a number.
Good idea.
But it's some areas where I felt obligated, but then, with this injury, I got into therapy. Sometimes it's hard to shut people off or like tell them like I need some space right now or I can't do this or that. But with the therapist, like he helped me make those hard decisions and he helped me lead. Cause like it's plenty of times you can just be like, nah, like it's over with, bye. But I don't want to do that because it's just like a moment. You know what I mean? Like I gotta go out here and focus on ball. Like I can't focus on your problems right now. I can't do that. I got 2 kids. But it's only for a moment, and I had to find ways to let them know, like, hey, I love you, I care for you, but right now I just need for you to go this way, and I need to go this way, in a right way. I'm trying to grow as a person, And sometimes you need help to grow. I needed help to grow. I still need help to grow. But every day is a new challenge. And I got an amazing therapist that's helping me every day. Well, once a week. We talk once a week, but I use the little hour message that we have like throughout the week, you know.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Now, you say your clothing line is going to make people comfortable. Just make some quarterbacks uncomfortable this year, will you?
Come on now. Come on. That's my job.
I know. I get it.
That's it. Do you have a personal goal you're willing to share?
Man, I just feel like if I really and truly put everything I have in this, like everything's gonna happen. There's no number, there's no goal that I can put myself on limit. I just need to go out there and play. Like if you go watch practice, you're gonna see like I'm out here to play. I'm gonna play, and somebody's gonna fold. Somebody's gonna fold. An offensive lineman is not gonna be able to handle it all game. So you know what I mean? So that's the main objective. Just go out and get my best, man. Like that's the goal. Every day. Be available, be ready, be focused, be locked in, and be that killer machine that the Cowboys need.
Well, people are talking about you, man. It's all we've heard about. Watch Sam Williams. Watch what he's doing, man. The guy's happy to be back, and he's killing it.
Yeah, man. My knee feels great.
Good. That's good,
man.
news.
Shout out to Brett. Shout out to Mr. Jim. Shout out to Hanson, man. We work sometimes 6 days a week. Like every time the Cowboys is in there for the season, I was in there working. Like that's what I'm saying. Like people be worried about Demo. Demo's straight. He's in good hands. Like it's unbelievable. Like I'm not having any type of pain,
That's
any
awesome.
type of like. It's amazing. I'm full speed. Like I got a speeding ticket. I got it. Like literally, the team gave me a speeding ticket for running 20.8 or 20.4 miles per hour. Like I got literally a speeding ticket from Shotty because I was one of the fastest D linemen.
That's the one time you're happy to get one.
Yeah, facts. I can hang that one up.
yes.
Awesome. Well, Sam, and I didn't even really want to talk about the knee because, but I'm glad it's doing all well, man. Good luck on the clothing line and this season, man. Just go crush it. Appreciate you stopping by.
FTF clothing is coming. It's coming.
We got you.
And the shirts are kind of limited since Dak wore them. Well,
everybody wants one now.
Everybody wants one, so like you gotta hurry and get them before they all gone. So yeah,
FTFclothing.com is the website.
For the family.
That's right. We'll continue our Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage live from Oxnard, California. When we return, this is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
AA Best Bell Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Want to see Dallas take on Atlanta at AT&T Stadium? AARP is hooking you up.
I want winners.
Just head to sasportstar.com and register to win a pair of tickets to the Cowboys' final preseason game, Friday, August 22nd at 6 p.m.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys!
It's your chance to catch America's team live before the regular season kicks off.
I like this kind of party.
From AARP and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
If you didn't think skipping breakfast was a big deal, you'd be right. Before. But now, Wendy's has Buck Biscuits. We're talking sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, or even the Honey Buddy chicken biscuit for just $1 each. Seriously, you can get all three if you want. They're just $1, so you'll never skip breakfast again. If you're smart. Breakfast for $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Limit 5 qualifying items per transaction. Not valid in the combo while supplies last.
Greatness is here. All 830 of our famous footwear stores now carry Jordan brand. So it's easy to score Jordan brand footwear and accessories, from hats to backpacks to socks, for the full family at a store near you. Famous Footwear's in-store fit experts will help you find the perfect style and the perfect fit. Because every day is a chance to make it famous. Come in and shop Jordan brand footwear and accessories at your local Famous Footwear store today.
School's out, summer's in, and that vacation countdown is officially on. But what about your four-legged MVP? Bluebonnet Pumpkin Biscuit in Selma has your furry family member covered. Daycare, boarding, grooming, and training, they've got it all. They're built for your pet's health, happiness, and tail-wagging good times. If you're in the military, your teacher, or your first responder, they've got barking good exclusive discounts. So go ahead, book that trip, hit the beach, crush your summer plans. Bluebonnet Pumpkin Biscuit has your pet in good hands. Because home away from home isn't just for humans. Bluebonnet Pumpkin Biscuits in Selma.
Circa Million and Circa Survivor are back with a massive $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Circa Million, pick 5 games against the spread each week. 126 ways to win with $6 million guaranteed. Circa Survivor, 1 pick a week, no point spread. Last the longest to win it all. $15 million guaranteed. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. $21 million guaranteed. Visit circasports.com for details.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Game day starts at home, and Romo Door Supply delivers the win. From sturdy entrance doors to stylish interiors, Romo's got what your home team needs. Visit RomoDoorSupply.com. Quality doors, unbeatable prices. That's RomoDoorSupply.com. Get in on live quarter horse racing every weekend at Retama Park. This Saturday is family fun night with great activities for the kids, with free admission for kids 5 and under. Nothing beats quarter horse racing when you get playpen rewards with every wager. And don't forget, on August 8th, it's the annual Diamond Dig presented by America's Diamond, where the winner receives a beautiful diamond necklace. Enjoy terrace dining along with San Antonio's best sports bar, Clubhouse 95. With live music every Friday night. Visit RetamaPark.com for all the details.
San Antonio Sports Star, live from the Dallas Cowboys training camp, is brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim Beam, and AARP on South Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Man, I love talking to these Dallas Cowboys. Sam Williams joined us here a little bit earlier, just a few minutes ago. Fantastic guy. Another great guy that the Cowboys have brought onto the roster here. Sam Williams, been here a while, but recovering from that knee injury and doing just fine. This is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. Jason Minix is here. This is our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage live from Oxnard, California.
And you think about a conversation that we just had with Sam Williams, and incredible when you think about during his injury, he creates a clothing brand, very open about talking with a therapist every week, which is clearly something that I'm more in tune with now that my daughter just graduated and is a therapist and has started her big girl job in that world. I've become a lot more aware of that, but to have an NFL player openly talk about what he needs, and he seems so completely different than a couple of years ago. Maturity, kids will do that, all of that, all of that. But man, you talk to these guys, and I know we talked about it yesterday with about Miles Sanders, and the other day, just the comments on YouTube. You sit down and you hear from these guys more than just a 15-second clip on the sportscaster on SportsCenter. And you root for them because they all have such incredible stories.
Which is, to the Cowboys' credit, something that they like doing. They like for the fans to know the players and get to know them. It makes them closer to the team. I wish all pro teams would develop the same philosophy.
Yeah, like one in San Antonio.
That one.
Yeah,
yes.
we've got a couple of interesting things. Real quick on the Spurs, because that's a team that doesn't like their stories to be told, or it appears that way. But Keldon Johnson is going back to number 3.
Yes.
Right?
Because Chris Paul's gone. And again, much respect to you, Keldon, for giving that up for your elders.
Yeah, for a year, it works. But when you look at it now, if Keldon Johnson is actually a starter, you've got Victor wears number 1, Dylan Harper wears number 2, Keldon is going to be a number 3, Fox wears number 4, Steph Council wears number 5. So their starting 5 could actually be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jersey numbers.
Well, it could be. I don't think Keldon's going to start anytime soon. But
I mean,
yes,
it's a possibility.
Not really.
I mean,
no, it's not. Just saying.
In an off night, it could.
Well, maybe.
I mean, it's better than I don't know, Sohan. I mean, Vassell if he on nights that he is out. But I mean, we could actually get a starting 5 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like shirts and skins.
Well, it's something to shoot for. Maybe the Spurs just ought to do that one day just to give us all a thrill, right? Hey, look at that lineup: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very interesting. So, but good. Again, and I say this in jest, but I'm being serious. Keldon Johnson, I said this when he did it before. I mean, you know, that's your elder. That's the respect. That's the OG that came before you. So I was happy that Keldon gave up his number 3 for Chris Paul when all that happened, but he got it back now. He's fine.
Well, I mean, yeah, and that's what it is. So it is interesting. The other big story that we're hearing now with all the injuries at offensive line, La'el Collins at 32 years old is going to come work out for the Dallas Cowboys.
That's right. It was announced today by Jerry Jones that Tyler Smith, we told you he left practice earlier, but now he has tendonitis in his knee. That's what Jerry Jones is telling us. So don't know if that means he's going to miss any time, but obviously the Cowboys are concerned about depth at this point in time.
Well, and you look at La'el Collins, who probably isn't going to get his 71 back. I don't know that the guy that's getting so much attention, Nate Thomas, is going to have to give up his number when Collins shows up. And look, Collins had a lot of good years for the Dallas Cowboys. Then he left for Cincinnati, came back to the Cowboys kind of in the offseason. That didn't happen, or he didn't do anything. And even with the Bills, he was, I think, practice squad or training camp guy, didn't make it last year. If he's staying in shape, could he be one of those veteran guys that could come in and at the very least provide some depth, because the Cowboys are getting very thin at offensive line. The injury bug seems to be really, really, really biting one position group. And unfortunately for the Cowboys, it's one of the position groups that had one of the biggest question marks coming into training camp.
Yeah, and that of course is the offensive line. But you see a guy like Tyler Smith go off. I would imagine he's probably just going to take it easy for a couple of days, and it's going to be nothing more than that. I don't think it's going to obviously anything serious, tendonitis. But to bring in a Collins, I think is a good move. Why not? The guy's familiar with things that are here, and I just think it makes sense. And you need the depth, especially here in training camp. I don't expect La'el Collins to make the final roster, but to come out here and be a body, I think it's a good move for the Cowboys.
Yeah, I wonder with LC if, like, Jason Peters was like 40 and still getting it done.
Yeah.
And Collins did deal with some injuries, and if he's healthy and in shape, could he actually come in and play at that high of a level? And granted, forever a tackle, but could he slide inside and help at guard? The older you get, the better you are on the interior than being out on the wing. But at the same time, coaching staff wise, I wonder how many people are still here that were here when Collins was here. Now, obviously, Will McClay and the scouting department know him, Jerry and Steven. When you look at the training staff, those guys, they don't change when coaching staffs change. But position coach, is there a history there? Or is he the best available? Or, was he, hey, dude, I'm in Los Angeles, man. You need somebody? You never know. Because it's always alarming at this time of year when you're bringing in guys. But an old veteran versus a young guy that could be hungry looking to fill a role, right? Are they looking at who's available out of the spring leagues? And I know, we talked to Nate Newton the other day, and, Nate Newton's career actually started in the old USFL before he made it to the NFL. He's one of those spring league success stories, obviously went on to win 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah, look, Lyle Collins, I don't expect much. I'm just saying. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but he goes to Buffalo. Didn't really prosper there at all. And linemen, you talk about 32 years old. We talk about Dak Prescott, who just turned 32 years old, who quarterbacks now seem to be living a charmed life and can play deep into their 30s and even into their 40s now. But offensive linemen, I think that's a different deal. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I just think Collins is depth for training camp, period. Well, I don't think he has a shot in hell to make this roster.
Again, last year he went through training camp with Buffalo, and he was part of the roster cuts last August, and nobody picked him up. The year before that, he was on the Cowboys practice squad as a depth guy. So I guess he probably does have some experience with Shoddy with the second stint with the Dallas Cowboys.
Yep, no doubt. But they do need depth, especially if Tyler Smith is going to miss any time at all. You want to have some players. And keep in mind, the Rams come in here next week. So they're going to be scrimmaging against the Rams for a couple of days. And so all of that, and you want to have your guys healthy. Guys, I love the fact that most NFL teams are doing this now, because that actually means more, it seems, than the preseason games, at least for the veteran players that are here that don't play in the preseason games. Preseason now is simply to see who's going to make the roster and who's not.
It's again, and you're right. They'll get now younger guys are going to get there on YouTube. A question about Matt Walesko, who is out here, but they need depth. Right now, they started camp with 15 offensive linemen, and let's see, 1 injury there, that's 2 injuries. Just going through that, 3 injuries. I think there are 4 or 5 offensive line injuries. So by my count, they got 10 healthy ones right now.
You need some depth. You need some bodies. And that's something that they just don't have. And so Lyle Collins coming in here, I think, is good. The Cowboys, Pledge just sent something here about Walesko.
He got hurt too?
Apparently so. Let's see.
Pledge, what did you?
The Cowboys had 4 offensive linemen hurt in last week with Guyton, Rob Jones, Matt Walesko, and Hakeem Adeniji.
Adeneji's got the concussion.
So there's 4 of them for sure out. You add Tyler Smith into that today. That's 5.
Terrence Steele. Rob Bass. So that's 7.
Yeah. So
that's 7.
They need depth. They need bodies out here for training camp. And I clearly think that's what Lyle Collins, if he even makes the team, he says he's going to work out for the Cowboys to see if he's even in shape to do training camp.
And you go back to Matt Walesko. Here's a guy that high expectations, just has never been able to get healthy. But the Cowboys continue to keep him around because they believe in him. But he's got to get healthy. And so far, his NFL career has been more injury than anything.
Yep, no doubt about it. Cowboys have wrapped things up for today here in Oxnard. Training camp is over. Again, thanks to Sam Williams, who joined us earlier in the show. Just a fantastic. If you missed that interview, I know it's going to be up on our audio vault for sure. So listen to that. And Pledge will have it up on the socials as well. Fantastic interview. Nice young man, Sam Williams. Wish him all the best. We're going to continue here with our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage live from Oxnard, California, when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm present the second annual Back to School Drive this Saturday from 11 till 1 p.m. or while supplies last at the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Free backpacks and school supplies for all school-age children while supplies last, so don't be late. Presented by the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Sponsored in part by North Park Toyota, Centromed, Romo Door Supply, Lighthouse Public Schools, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
GimmeTheVin.com's big cash giveaway. I hate games and scams. So when we had the idea to give away $25,000, I was very careful about the way it was orchestrated. Get the top of the market money and enter to be the lucky person to get $25,000. This is no joke. This is no game. This is very real. Just like GimmeTheVin.com.
No purchase necessary. For official rules, go to GimmeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GimmeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
With Robinhood, not only can you trade individual stocks and ETFs, you can also seamlessly buy and sell crypto at low costs. Trade all in one place. Get started now on Robinhood. Trading crypto involves significant risk. Crypto trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Crypto held through Robinhood Crypto is not FDIC insured or SIPC protected. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Securities trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online, mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
If you didn't think skipping breakfast was a big deal, you'd be right. Before. But now, Wendy's has Buck Biscuits. We're talking sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, or even the Honey Buddy Chicken Biscuit for just $1 each. Seriously, you can get all three if you want. They're just $1, so you'll never skip breakfast again. If you're smart. Breakfast for $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Limit 5 qualifying items per transaction. Not valid in a combo while supplies.
Do I choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now save up to $800 on select smart beds. Limited time. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more, 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
San Antonio Sports Star, live from Dallas Cowboys training camp, is brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim Beam, and AARP on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You got to be pumped up if you're out here on the tennis courts in Oxnard, California. Plus the music, the Pledge is playing. That doesn't hurt either. That's where we are. Continuing our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage. Live from Oxnard, I'm Joe Reinagle. Jason Minix is here as well. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Another great afternoon in Oxnard.
Absolutely.
Beautiful place.
And again, gorgeous day. I mean, this might be the best weather day.
Without a doubt.
We have had. A little windy. And if you're watching on YouTube, yeah, it's windy. Not much you can do about. But I'll say this. We are 17 minutes away from the deadline. And the Astros and the Rangers have certainly been busy in making some moves today. And you could tell buyers and sellers both making their postseason purchases.
No doubt. And both of those teams have reason to do that. So both still in the thick of the playoff chase, the division chase, all of those things. So that's what you do. You try to get better for that stretch run, and both the Astros and Rangers doing just that.
Yeah, and the Rangers, they get Merrill Kelly and the Rangers' number 5 prospect, some pitcher named Cone Drake, and a couple other prospects in the deal. But a starter there, Carlos Correa, coming back to the Houston Astros. He apparently is willing to play third base for Houston. They also bolstered their bullpen. If anything else crazy happens in the next 15 minutes, we'll certainly let you know.
Now, wait a minute. That dude's name was Cone? Now, I hope that's a nickname. I mean,
K-O-H-N.
Honey, what would you like to name our kid? You know, Cone is a great name.
Cone Drake.
Oh, my goodness.
He sounds like a baseball player.
Well, I don't know what he sounds like. I'm not sure.
Well, do you pronounce it Con? Con Drake?
Either way.
K-O-A. I mean.
Cone. Hey, Cone.
I mean, think about this. One of the other guys in the deal, his name is Mitch Bratt.
I wonder if he was.
And David Hageman.
Well, that's it. That's a Cone. That threw me. Sorry. All
right, Joey.
I got distracted.
Yeah, you did, Joey. There you go, Joey.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
Joey, yeah, I take Joey. It's better than Cone, isn't it?
Yeah.
I would think so.
Sure.
And I still get called that, and it's still a I just saw Dak Prescott walk by. Apparently he's going to the podium right now.
Interesting.
So,
well, that wasn't on the schedule today.
It was not, but it looks like he's headed for the podium. He was with the PR guys and headed that way. So
sorry, I just got a text message from a friend with some words that I can't say on the radio about the perfect weather we're having here, because apparently perfect weather in San Antonio as well, where it's 103 degrees right now.
Shake it off, rub some dirt on it. You'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
What are you talking about?
Exactly.
I don't know. What is the official temperature here, Minix? You're usually up on that stuff.
My phone right now has 73 and sunny, not a cloud in the sky, but wind gusts up to 13 miles an hour.
Dude, 73 is a heat wave out here.
Low is going to be 57.
Well, you know, it's funny. We were talking about that earlier today with the fellas, and I guess Rob Thompson had figured it out. We want to know what the high was here.
Uh-huh.
And it was over 100.
Yeah.
One of the records is over. I can't even imagine that. Since I've been here, coming here for a long time, you as well. I think 82 is the highest I've ever been.
I'm curious if I've actually ever seen the 80s here. I don't remember. And the 100 and whatever 5 was in 2016. But that couldn't have been during training camp, because we would have remembered that.
We would have known that. Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
Look, tonight we're going down to Malibu to a little restaurant called Nobu. And, we'll be in half sips because it's beautiful, but you can't be out there in a golf shirt.
You cannot. And no, it's too cold. We're right. The restaurant's right there on the water, too, which is a beautiful place.
Well, look.
If you ever win the lottery and you want to go to dinner there, go ahead. The only reason Minix and I are going is because Jerry's paying.
I know. The boss heard we were going to Nobu, and he was like, are you paying that yourself?
Exactly.
Oh, man, corporate card.
I don't know if that thing, it probably declined there. Corporate card. I'm not sure. But Jerry's picking up the tab tonight, which is awfully nice of the Jones family to do that for us. Looking forward to that. It's always a lot of fun. We always talk and get some good information. Some we can share, some we cannot.
Most you can. Everything there is off the record, and certainly a lot of fun. And I imagine we'll, not talk football tonight with those guys.
Nope.
I mean, look, actually, I have a legit question for Jerry Jones based on something I saw this morning on First Take. First Take showed a video this morning of Magic Johnson playing basketball on his yacht.
Oh, wow.
And Mike Greenberg and the crew, they questioned, how many basketballs do you have to take? Because it's not like you're going to jump in the water, or how confident are you in your shot? Now, I know we used to have a basketball goal on the USS Seattle, but it was inside the hangar bay, because you could play basketball in there, although depending on the waves, right? Because the basket's always moving.
Right.
But we probably had about 20 that would start a cruise and come back with none, because at some point they're going over and you're not going to get it.
Well, I would imagine Magic Johnson is prepared for that. He's got a space on his yacht that is, I don't know, that's got some kind of retaining wall or something around the basket where it's, I don't know. But I would assume Magic Johnson has got that thought out.
I mean, but again, there's balls that are going to land in the ocean. Yes. I mean, they're going to bounce. They're going to get caught in the wind. The boat's moving, right? And so I wanted to ask Jerry, how many basketballs do you have to take on the yacht to get a good game in?
Now, I don't think Jerry's playing basketball. I'm just spitballing here, but I would imagine Jerry's probably not playing any basketball.
But I mean, it's not like he's on his yacht alone.
Now, if he's got his grandkids out there, perhaps.
I mean, if he takes Shotty with them, they're always playing basketball, right?
I wonder if Shotty gets to go on the yacht. I mean, I wonder if Jerry draws that line. I love you, Shotty, but no yacht for you.
Well, I mean, it's not like Jerry uses it all the time.
Well, no.
It's like if you got a friend that has a beach house.
Oh, you think he's going to rent it out?
Well, not rent it. But, hey, when are you not using it? Is your beach house available this weekend? Is your yacht available this weekend?
Sure. I got a driver you got to pay. He's expensive. Then you got to fill that thing up with whatever, if it's gas or whatever the hell it is. That's expensive. You do all of that, and it's all you, buddy.
I mean,
it's not like getting a friend and say, yeah, you can go down for a couple of days. Just make sure you don't trash the place.
Oh, no. I mean, like if you got a friend at that has a house on the river, whatever beer you don't drink, you leave in the fridge for them.
Sure.
Right? And you hope that doesn't happen. Right. But you wonder, does Jerry include that as an incentive? Here's your salary. Here's your vacation days, a week's worth of the yacht valued at X.
I have a feeling no. I just don't. While you're leaving beer for whoever owns the house for them, you got to leave Johnny Walker Blue on the yacht for Jerry. And either way, you can't afford it.
I think I'd go find a bottle of Johnny Walker to leave for Jerry if I got to use the yacht for a week.
That'd be fantastic. Minix, you don't have enough money to even look at that yacht, nor do I. And so I have a feeling either one of us are screwed when it comes to that. Jerry would have to be there and do just what he's doing right now or tonight and pick up the tab.
There's nothing wrong with that because
I would love it.
It's what he did when he rolled that thing into Miami for the Super Bowl a few years ago. It's fancy.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
One of the best answers I've ever gotten from Jerry. And I think you were here too. It was, do you ever get in trouble for spending money with the wife? And he said yes, and talked about buying the yacht.
Yes.
He didn't get permission.
He did not.
He
just
asked
bought
for
it.
forgiveness.
He bought the yacht.
Apparently needed the forgiveness.
The wife didn't know about it. And so, you go back and look at the history of Jerry Jones. I think his wife was wealthy too. She come from a wealthy family. So they combined assets. I think it's what I've heard. But
I mean, and maybe some of this would be part of that Netflix documentary that he does, but I think it was her money that allowed him to be the risk taker that he was.
Could very well be.
Jerry Jones, smart man, very rich.
Dude, I have no problem with that. None whatsoever. I always tell people too, man, my wife makes more money than me. I'm going to put billboards up. I don't give a damn.
Yep.
I'm not a chauvinist when it comes to that at all. And probably not at all when it comes to that. Some breaking news from the basketball world. Mikal Bridges has just signed an extension. Thank you, Pledge. I'm not sure that was necessary, but I appreciate it.
You say breaking news,
I guess
and
so.
He hits a button.
He's like a dog, right? Whip, whip. Mikal Bridges agreed to a 4-year, $150 million extension with the New York Knicks. So there you go. For whatever that's worth, another millionaire created.
He was already rich.
Well,
he's just now richer.
He's richer. So there you go.
He is so much richer. Now, as far as college athletes and the amount of money that they're making, we've been talking about this for a while, trying to figure out what the rules could end up being with NIL. And the committee deal, the College Sports Commission, and they released today a 2-page memo basically talking about how they're going to enforce the settlement as written. Pay-for-play will not be permitted. Every NIL deal done with a student athlete must be a legitimate NIL deal, not pay for play in disguise. That according to Pat Forty. And I'm curious still, though, on the enforcement. I know they're trying to come up with a kind of a clearinghouse to determine value and then what that money could be. But every school, Arch Manning's value is different than Owen McCown's value. Arch Manning's value is different than just about every other quarterback in the SEC, for that matter. So why compare him to Owen, right? Whether it's A&M, Alabama, you name it. So I don't know how you can't have a blanket value. If you're a quarterback, this is what you're going to make. If you're a left tackle, this is what you're going to make as far as NIL goes. But it kind of reads that's how they're going to try to do it.
Well, look, I think they have to do something. The only thing I do like about the rules that came, it has to be a legitimate expense. Now, if you're a car dealer, for example, and you're paying a guy $50,000 to come out and do commercials for you or whatever you're going to have them do, it's got to be legit. They're going to have to do that according to these new rules. Anything over $600, in fact, has to be approved according to the new rules. But I don't know what the punishment is if you defy that, because it hasn't been stated. And the fact that it took a week for them to come up with just a memo that kind of explained all of this or sort of explained it all. I mean, the NCAA, it's pathetic. It really is. It's just absolutely pathetic. They have no stones. They have no authority whatsoever at this point in time in college football, certainly.
Well, and again, it's going to be interesting. Now, a lawyer named Tom Mars, who is representing about 6 dozen collectives, tweeted out, "It should be concerning that it took the commissioners more than a week to agree on the language of the new guidance. That speaks volumes about their ability to agree on anything. Stephen King wrote a 219-page novel in less time than it took them to issue a 2-page memo."
I mean, that tells you all you need to know right there. Nobody really knows how this whole thing works. I mean, they just don't. And it is concerning. That's for sure. We're continuing here on the tennis courts here in Oxnard, California, trying to keep my voice down a little bit because I hear number 4 out there on the podium talking as we speak. And I know we'll be getting some things that will trickle in about what he's saying. We will talk about that and Dallas Cowboys and a whole lot more when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
And we are about 3 minutes away from the trade deadline in Major League Baseball. We have NFL preseason going on tonight. You want to make that more exciting, watching baseball more exciting? Make sure you play the Pick'em game on Underdog. Leading place to make all your sports picks. You can play in Texas, one of the best apps out there with over 100,000 5-star reviews. And all you have to do on the Pick'em game is choose higher or lower on predicted stats, whether you're talking about home runs, strikeouts, total bases, that sort of thing. You can play for as little as $1, and you could actually win 1,000 times your money. Turn $1 into 1,000. You can do that on Underdog. So go download the Underdog app. Sign up now with promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Again, promo code STAR at Underdog.
Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See underdogfantasy.com/web/deposit-match-terms. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
180!
Get it first. Get it fast. Get it now. Full coverage of Dallas Cowboys training camp brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim Beam, and AARP. Live from Oxnard, California, KTFM Floresville, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Do you need to get rid of things like furniture, mattresses, tires, and appliances? San Antonio has 4 drop-off centers for residential bulky items conveniently located around the city. Open 5 days a week except holidays. Visit sarecycles.org. This service is free for solid waste customers that pay the environmental fee on their CPS energy bill, including customers that live in apartments. Visit sarecycles.org for hours, locations, and accepted materials. That's sarecycles.org.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Football season is coming. Is your home ready for the watch parties? Upgrade your entry game with Romo Door Supply. Tough, stylish doors at prices that score. Visit that's RomoDoorSupply.com, where home starts strong.
Hey, listen to this. All it needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
A lot of activity in Major League Baseball as the trade deadline is just about, in fact, is coming to an end as we speak. One of the biggest moves, Carlos Correa coming back to the Astros, Houston bringing him back from the Minnesota Twins. Well, we got football tonight. The Hall of Fame game between the LA Chargers and the Detroit Lions kicks off the NFL preseason. Cowboys quarterback, former Trey Lance, gets the start tonight for the Chargers.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylow.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Oh, happy Thursday, everybody. It's a beautiful day here in Oxnard, California. I hope you guys are enjoying your day back in San Antonio or wherever you happen to be listening to on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This is The Blitz. I'm Joe Reinagel. Jason Minix is right here as well. And again, we are on the tennis courts in Oxnard for our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage. The quarterback, QB1, number 4, Dak Prescott, addressing the media on the podium. Just about 50 yards away from us or so, huh, Jason?
He is, and it's interesting that I don't know that he was scheduled to talk today. Yesterday, I thought he was going to talk, but he ended up doing some stuff with CBS and ended up not doing the podium. So he's doing the podium today. But when you think about what he said yesterday with his interview with CBS, is one thing that a lot of us have talked a lot about, and that's here we go, and the cadence that could be changing.
I want to give away all our answers and secrets. You'll hear a little bit of it, I'm sure, here and there. But as long as we're all on the same page, we're getting off the ball at the same time, we'll be great.
All right. Can you give us a here we go before you leave?
Here we go.
He's got to be sick of that because, people that don't get to interview him very often probably asking for that all the time. So yeah, he did it though. I mean, it was nice of him.
Yeah,
to do that.
I mean,
I guess what are you gonna do?
That's his thing.
Well, I tell you what. Now, Dak won't be there tonight, Jason, but Jerry will be.
Yeah,
Steven will be.
Yeah,
and who knows who else will be there? But tonight is the infamous media party at Nobu, and I am looking forward to it.
And it's interesting because, former players have been there before, like Michael Irvin.
Yes.
Although with the Hall of Fame game tonight, I don't know that Michael's going to be there, right?
Well, that's true. It's a good point.
But was it last year Al Michaels was hanging out?
He was.
Again, you never know who you're going to see at Nobu, and that from the media side, but it's L.A., it's Malibu.
Celebrities.
You never know what celebrities you might see in there. Now, it's been, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago, it would have been COVID. Maybe 6-7 years ago, Denzel was in there eating.
Yeah.
And then, he sees Jerry. He's now in the media part. You just never know who you're going to see tonight.
Never know. And what's sad about that is we're going to take the bus ride down to down the Pacific Coast Highway, and we're going to see all the leftovers, I guess, or for lack of a better word, the fire damage. And it's going to be. I have a feeling it's going to be sad. I haven't been down that road since that happened. We used to take it all the time. When we came here, especially Marcus and I, when we came here, we'd take some time and drive up the PCH, but haven't been up and down that thing. So it's going to be interesting to see what it looks like.
Yeah, glad you brought that up, or maybe I hadn't. When we were making the drive out here from LAX, we kept wondering what it was going to look like, right? And kept wondering, because when we were watching the Palisades fires, there were some things that we recognized. And we were talking about it, it feels like a month ago, although it was just Saturday. But coming out here, we didn't see any fire damage. And I'm afraid tonight, you're right, driving down the PCH, we will. What's interesting is the drive down the PCH takes almost an hour depending on traffic.
Right.
Could be 45 minutes, could be an hour and a half. It's L.A. Coming back, you take the highway because you don't see anything at night and nobody can actually see. If you know what I mean.
Most people are asleep.
Yeah, cross-eyed. There you go. And then you come back up the 101, and it probably takes about 20-25 minutes. But you certainly want the whatchamacallit, you want the scenery on the way down. But yeah, I had thought about what we might see tonight. Thanks, Joe.
Well, sorry, I hate to bring that up, but it's the reality. And obviously, we will have stories, I'm sure, for you all tomorrow when we get back together here on the Blitz at 2:00. But now that's I don't know why I was thinking about that. It's just going to be interesting to see because I haven't seen it, and boy, just watching on TV, it was pretty bad. But the party, the good news is Nobu wasn't touched.
Yes.
And it's still intact, and it's in good shape, and that's where we'll be tonight. So,
and obviously, it survived the tsunami this week.
So did we.
Yes,
we survived.
But we were more concerned about Nobu than we were ourselves.
Well, this is true. And rightfully so. But it has survived everything, so that is a good thing. Boy, I tell you what, the Pacific Coast Highway, there's nothing prettier than that. I don't think that I've ever seen driving down there, and it's just a beautiful place. It really is a beautiful place. It could be a little warmer for me, Minix, but other than that, it's not bad.
Well, again, you get the California tuxedo, hoodie, shorts, or, it's Nobu, so it's a half zip or quarter zip kind of night. Now, on our YouTube channel, you can head there, the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. Christopher D says, what? You mean he didn't do sprints yesterday? I guess referring to Brian Schottenheimer, who has all this energy all the time, and yesterday got pissed off because of fighting at practice, ended practice early, and made the dudes run sprints. Now, typically, Shotty would actually run with the team, but yesterday he was too pissed off to run. He made them run by themselves.
Yeah, brotherhood, all in this thing together, man. We win as a team, we lose as a team, we're together, man. We're a family, we're brotherhood, and it wasn't just them that didn't have the practice standard that it should have been. It was all of us, and truly I should have run, but like I said, I was pretty irritated at the time, and I was calming myself down so that I could talk to them after they were done running.
Now, see, that's the one time that I would have preferred Shotty's presser be after practice.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah, because he was hot and addressed the team, and it's a quote. I mean, do we want to be champions is what he asked the team. Do we want to be champions? And that kind of nonsense it's not going to be tolerated.
Well, and again, Shoddy said today, it's hard to win a championship if you're not a disciplined football team.
It's just how hard it is, man. I mean, how hard it is to win a championship. And the difference between being a champion and coming in second or getting to the playoffs and not winning or not qualifying for the playoffs. I mean, this is a National Football League. We all realize how talented everybody is in this league, but there's an edge that's created. And some of the best teams I've been on, they have that discipline. They have the edge to be able to play a certain way, physical brand of football that we're going to play where we're attacking and we're playing to the echo of the whistle. But, I talk very openly with these guys. I'm honest with them. I tell them how I feel. Am I always right? Nope. Sometimes I go and I'm saying, I ripped that guy's ass and, he didn't really deserve it. And then I take accountability for it. So we as a coaching staff, we're no different. If our energy's low out there, or we're not doing what we're supposed to do and the drills aren't set up the right way, and then I'll get on them as well. And we have to be better at times as well. It's not just the players, but what we're trying to do and what we're expecting to do is extremely, extremely difficult. If you don't think about it, talk about it, and prepare for it every day, then you're going to get behind.
I'm glad he's addressing this, quite frankly, because what has been the biggest complaint about this football team over the last 3 or 4 years? That they're not disciplined. Just too many silly penalties, just too many things that a disciplined football team doesn't do, not to the extent the Dallas Cowboys did. So he's trying to address that immediately, that they're going to be a disciplined football team. And today, no fights. Or at least none that are reported. Nobody threw a punch, so that's good news.
Yeah, today might be the first practice without a fight.
Yes.
So, message seemingly being received today. Will that carry over? It's going to be interesting. Before we go to John McClain, I just got a text from a good friend, Bill Harrison, who grew up here in Los Angeles. He runs all the transportation at NEISD. He sends me, and he's given me great recommendations in Los Angeles.
Okay.
It's a little creepy that he would know this, but Bill sends a text. Look for Erin Murphy at Nobu. She's of Bewitched fame, Tabitha.
Oh, wow.
She lives and hangs out at Nobu.
Very nice. Tabitha. Wow.
Yeah. I figured that would get you excited.
Well, I wonder how old Tabitha is these days.
Would you recognize her?
I don't know.
I mean, but I think
she wiggled her nose, maybe.
What?
That's the noise they made when Bewitched would do her nose. You go,
uh-huh.
So if she did that, I'd probably recognize her.
Well, again, I don't know if I would recognize her, but if she's always there and that's her hangout spot, I don't know if Bill knows that from stalking her or her Instagram, but whatever. It's something to look forward to.
Okay, I'll look. I can't even imagine. I don't even know what her real name is. Did
he mention it? Erin Murphy.
Erin Murphy.
Yes.
I'm going to find out how.
Yeah, Google Murphy image.
Is. We'll do that. Yeah.
With John McClain standing by.
Oh, the general. He's going to know who Tabitha is as well. All right, I'll Google Erin Murphy during the break. But yes, he is right. We're going to switch gears. Cowboys football, Houston Texans football, and we'll talk some Astros baseball as well. They had a big day before the trade deadline. We'll do all of that with the General John McClain when we continue with our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage live from Oxnard, California. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Want to see Dallas take on Atlanta at AT&T Stadium? AARP is hooking you up.
I want winners.
Just head to sasportstar.com and register to win a pair of tickets to the Cowboys' final preseason game, Friday, August 22nd at 6 p.m.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys!
It's your chance to catch America's team live before the regular season kicks off.
I like this kind of party.
From AARP and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hungry after the game? Hit up Tamalitos Restaurant, home of San Antonio's best weekly specials and legendary Taco Tuesdays. Fresh, loaded, and just $1. Tamalitos, local flavor, big taste. 2042 South Callahan Road, right across Missions Baseball Stadium.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney and have been representing people injured in auto and commercial truck collisions right here in San Antonio, my hometown, since 1994. Getting into a collision can be a life-altering event. Your health and recovery is the only thing that really matters, and anyone that's ever been injured in a traffic collision will tell you that. How do you get the insurance company to pay? Simple. Call me. As your attorney, my job is to get you through this. The decisions you make immediately after a collision are the most important decisions you can make. If you call me as soon as you can after a collision, I will help you make the right decisions for you and your family. Remember, I do not charge for a consultation. Growing up on the southwest side of San Antonio, when Loop 410 was the edge of town, I know how overwhelming it could be to face a giant insurance company all on your own. Just keep it simple. Call me. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or go to my website at lawyerforus.com.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Get in on live quarter horse racing every weekend at Retama Park. This Saturday, it's family fun night with great activities for the kids, with free admission for kids 5 and under. Nothing beats quarter horse racing when you get playpen rewards with every wager. And don't forget, on August 8th, it's the annual Diamond Dig presented by America's Diamond, where the winner receives a beautiful diamond necklace. Enjoy terrace dining along with San Antonio's best sports bar, Clubhouse 95. With live music every Friday night. Visit retamapark.com for all the details. Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Free products and services are the best. They're next to non-existent, though. But the next best thing does exist. Barter. Alamo Barter. Right here in San Antonio, if you have a business and provide a product or service, you can barter with hundreds of other businesses that are already members. From trips to a medical visit, restaurants, and home services, Alamo Barter is a great way for you to trade out your skills with others. Call Alamo Barter or visit them online at alamobarter.com. alamobarter.com.
With Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, you can easily find the right home insurance for you, even if it's not with Progressive. But if you don't choose us, then sure, okay, it's not going to work out. We're not going to cry about it or stay awake wondering what our future together would have looked like. We can't get emotionally invested, even if it sounds like we are. Progressive's Home Quote Explorer allows you to easily compare home insurance rates and coverages in one place, even if it's not with us. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy. I love you. I shouldn't have said that.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
San Antonio Sports Star, live from Dallas Cowboys training camp, is brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim Beam, and AARP on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Little chilly here in Oxnard, California, Jason.
It's windy. That breeze is
That breeze,
ridiculous.
my goodness, about 67 degrees here in Oxnard for our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage. But we need to switch gears a little bit, talking Cowboys, maybe to talk a little, I don't know, Texans?
Nah, Houston Astros.
Houston Astros.
It's the trade deadline, and the Astros have been busy. John McClain, the legend, joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. John? You know, the wind chills
You guys
in the
remind
60s.
me. You guys remind me of a movie I saw one time with Sidney Poitier and I think Tom Berenger, and when they were up in the Canadian Rockies and they were trapped, marooned, and it was cold, and they realized that to survive, they had to get naked and sleep together and hug each other. And that way they'd be able to stay warm. So if it gets too bad out there for you, that's what I would suggest y'all try.
I don't know that it will ever get that bad.
I can promise you that.
Although it's weird that you would say that, and we heard this earlier this week from one Stephen Jones.
Spicy and naked.
Talking about the way he likes his wings, but to hear him say spicy and naked was kind of comical.
I like it naked.
Well, that's hilarious.
Yep. Aside from the and we did Survivor Tsunami, but aside from that, the Astros, the moves they made today. My first reaction when I heard Carlos Correa was question mark, but if he's willing to move to third, I think that's a massive move for the Stros.
Yeah, Isaac Paredes, who was the leading home run hitter, and really their most consistent hitter once Jeremy Pena went down for a month, and he's about to come back. But he's out for the season with a hamstring injury, pulled running to first base 2 weeks ago. So Correa said he will move to third base with Pena at short. And since May 1st, after a slow start, Correa's been hitting .291. But he has not been as good with the Twins as he was with the Astros. It's strange. As long as Carlos has been around, he's still just 30 years old. Here, the fans will give him such an ovation. They gave him an ovation 2 years ago when he came here for the first time with the Twins. And now that he's back, I'm just sorry I'm not going to be there to see it. And the other deals they made, Reyes from Baltimore, I'm guessing now he's a third baseman, but he's played multiple positions. He'll move to second base. And means Altuve will go back to left field. And there's Jesus Sanchez, who came from the Marlins. He's a left-handed hitter. They needed that. They had taken fewer left-handed swings than any team in baseball. And they're getting their 4 pitchers, Christian Javier, Luis Garcia, Spencer Arrighetti, and J.P. LaFrance have been in the minors taking starts. So if they could just get 2 of them back, that would be big for the rotation. They trade Ryan Gusto, who's done a really good job filling in for those injured guys. But at least they made some moves. I saw the Rangers are about to acquire starting pitcher Merrill Kelly, and their pitching has been great in this late run they're making. And in Seattle went big by bringing back Eugenio Suarez, and they had already traded for Josh Naylor at the start of the season to play first base. They acquired somebody else today. I can't remember. They made big-time moves, and that's what you can do when you got a farm system that's loaded, and the Astros is not.
Well, John, what do you think? I know they had an eye on Dylan Cease as well, and that never came to fruition, or I guess they couldn't reach a deal. But it was a guy that they were looking at, and a lot of people thought that was going to be a done deal.
Well, here's the deal. The Padres are making big-time moves. One of the best moves the Padres made was great for the Astros. They acquired the best pitcher, best closer in the American League, Mason Miller. Throws 103 miles an hour. He overpowered the Astros here in that 4-game sweep at Dyken Park. And now he's gone to the Padres. And if the Padres are trying to get better, why would they trade Cease? Now, Cease is, I think, 3-10 with a 4.79 ERA. This time last year, Kikuchi, they traded for him from the Angels. He was 4-10 with a 4.79 ERA. And we all ripped the hell out of him about what a bad deal it was. And then he went 6-1 and helped him in the playoffs. So you never know. I wish they'd been able to get Cease, but he was too expensive. And I'm thinking the Padres were driving a hard bargain because they're trying to make a run at the Dodgers. They're trying to get a wild card. Giants have faded into oblivion. And I like what those teams do that make major moves. And if Correa's name wasn't Carlos Correa and it was Joe Reinagle, and you looked at his stats, you'd be going,
I wish I had stats that good, John.
You wish you had money like that.
That's better put.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I mean, but when you look at the moves that were made, especially within the division. You look at what the Mariners have done, the Astros, the Rangers. It feels wide open. Everybody seemed to make moves to get better in the AL West.
Astros still have a 5-game lead. Let me remind you.
Yeah, but John, it looks like they've got their footing back, but they did go into a little bit of a slump. That 5-game losing skid. Was that just the injuries? What was the problem?
Joe, of course, injuries play a big role. They got 18 guys on the IL. They got 8 starting pitchers on the IL right now. But I'm tired of hearing about the injuries because the players they have, there's like 5 in the lineup that'll be at Sugarland. It's the guys who are helped that haven't produced. And that has been a huge blow, starting with first baseman Christian Walker, who's been a huge disappointment. Yainer Diaz, even though he just had a couple home runs, has been a disappointment too. Those guys got to hit.
They do got a hit. Let's talk some football. John McClain joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. I know you're extremely excited about sitting down tonight for the Hall of Fame game, and you'll probably watch 4 seconds of it.
Truthfully, I was asked about it this morning on my show in Knoxville, and I said, guys, I could lie to you, but I have to be honest. I didn't even know it was tonight. Don't know who's in it. Don't give a damn about it. The only people that would like a game like that, if you actually paid attention to the game, are mamas, daddies, grandmas, girlfriends, wives, and maybe some of your good friends. I've gotten where I don't care about preseason games because so few players play. I do like the joint practices, but I'm ready for the start of the season, as I know everybody is. And I may watch some of the inductions, even though I don't have a dog in the hunt like last year with Andre Johnson. And but I'm more interested in the Texans' issues in the offensive line. You know, people on the team are, boy, the offensive line, boy, Nick Caley's doing a great job. Cole Proctor's doing a great job coaching them. What do you think? I said, well, didn't people say the same thing about Bobby Slowick and Chris Strasser this time last year? And that's not what they want to hear, of course. And it kind of puts a damper on it. I said, the truth is, nobody, not the Texans, the fans, the players, the media, no matter how much lip service they give to it, nobody knows if this offensive line is going to be better. It could be worse. And if it is better, how much better? And we're not going to know it till we see these guys play. The linemen have not been able to hit anybody except this week in pads, 3 workouts. They've got 2 more before they go to West Virginia for a week. And so I've never paid attention to an offensive line like I do now. In practice, I'm not watching the ball. I'm watching the linemen. And Nick Caserio left the pick that brought in Kenyon Green in the first round. He's gone to Philly. He was a huge bust. 2nd round pick 2 years ago, Juice Scruggs, can't even get on the first 2 teams. And then last year's 2nd round pick, Blake Fisher from Notre Dame, had to start 6 games because of injuries at the end of the season. And he's been so bad, he's been moved to 2nd team behind rookie Ariante Uri from Minnesota. And so right now, that offensive line, no starter returning at the same position he started last season, and the only one that did was Titus Howard, who's moved from left guard to right guard.
John McClain, the general, you've been covering the NFL for a long, long, long time. I'm curious, though, as you're watching the offensive line, because I watch these guys, too, and out here at Cowboys camp, they're dropping like flies to the point that they're going to bring in and work out La'el Collins this afternoon. But what are you looking for specifically when you're watching an offensive line in practice?
You want to see, even though they hit each other, they don't go to the ground. You're wanting to see who does the best job of pass blocking, can keep the guy across from him, in front of him, and doesn't have anybody blow by him. I feel sorry for Cam Robinson, the new left tackle, and the rookie Ursary at right tackle, when you're going against Will Anderson Jr. and Daniil Hunter for what should be a great pass rush, for a great defense with two ends that might be the best tandem in the league. But the good thing about that, of course, if you're going against them in practice every day, when you get to the season, you should be prepared for what the opponent's going to throw at you because you've been going against the best.
Well, there's no question about that, and so that is good. But I love that, John. And tell me, I mean, you've been doing this for a while, and we get to training camp, it's like everything's great. This guy's playing great. This guy's coming in here. This guy, I mean, everything is great. And you kind of touched on it a little earlier. We won't know until these guys hit the season. How do you? I don't know. How did you used to write stories and now talk about things from that standpoint? You just give your own opinion about what you see, or do you take a little bit of pieces from everybody?
What I used to do, Joe, is I like to talk to people that know what they're doing. Used to, I could talk to coaches. They talk to me off the record to give me an idea about, so I wouldn't be blatantly wrong, and I would make sure to praise the right people. Now, if you try to get close to a coach or when they're available, get a one-on-one, they'll have you tased right there on the spot. So you don't get that. So you have to watch. And one of the things I like to do is listen or watch ex-players and get their perspective about what they're seeing at camp. Clint Sterner, who's on Sports Radio 610, the flagship, he had a cup of coffee in the NFL and played mostly in the indoor league, and he played at Arkansas. So he's played quarterback his entire life, and he's been panicked about C.J. Stroud not taking more reps with the first team. And of course, they play it down, and it's not that Stroud's throwing the ball bad. He's just panicked that he's not taking as many reps as Clint thinks he should take. Now, I'm guessing they will increase that as it goes on. But I like to hear people like that who I respect. And we've got a lot of them in the media here. And I feel that way about former coaches and GMs on TV, like on ESPN and NFL Network. I want to gather as many opinions as I can. They're not always right, of course, but they know more about it. They got more expertise than I do. But sometimes what you see, your eyes don't play tricks. If Blake Fisher, who should be starting at right tackle after being a second-round pick last year, and he's not because he's had perish the thought false starts, like you got the Laramie tonsil disease, tonsillitis, and considering Laramie led the NFL in false starts and penalties, they thought they got that out of their system. And I guess it was contagious, but I can see that, so I can see he's been a disappointment. And Caserio having 2 2s and a 1, none of whom are starting. They've done a bad job drafting offensive linemen.
John McClain, the general, and Clint Sterner, good friend. And you're right. He's been posting a lot on social media, his panic at the quarterback. Although I got to ask, John, I thought the tase gun for the media left town with Bill O'Brien.
I had no problem with Bill on that stuff. My problem's been since Bill left. We could do a lot more, but since Caserio got total control and has implemented the Patriot way, one time I'll tell y'all, first day of training camp when O'Brien 14, media's put down in a corner. Kubiak was there. We could walk almost anywhere, talk to the coaches. First day we're stuck down in a corner, and afterward I asked O'Brien, I said, what kind of head coach would you be if you had to coach from the corner of the end zone all the time? He said, I'd be a terrible head coach. I wouldn't last the season. Why? I said, well, why do you think we can do our job if we're stuck down there in the corner and can't see? And he thought about it, and he said, where do you want to go? I said, everywhere. Well, you can't go everywhere. I said, well, how about letting us walk down to the other end of the field so we can watch the offense? And he said, okay. He just never thought about it, and so they let him. And then when he was gone, now every once in a while, they'll let us go to the other end and watch the linemen, but it's almost like a privilege.
I just remember when we used to go down there and do shows, in Kubiak, we'd be on the field in the bubble, and then O'Brien moved us into that little conference room closet thing there, and then all the way into the press box. And one time we were doing our show in the press box, and they went onto the field there at NRG, and I guess that somebody realized we were up there. They stopped practice, and they came with this huge black curtain and put it up so we couldn't see a damn thing while we were doing our show.
That's
And I'm thinking,
terrible. No
what
wonder
do
you
you
haven't
hide?
been back here.
Exactly. I mean,
O'Brien told me one time, I want every morsel of information I can get on the opponent. Every morsel can help me win. He's talking about diving into everything he can get in the media. And I said, well, Bill, you need more morsels.
Yes, he does. John, don't enjoy that preseason game tonight, but always appreciate having you on. We'll be back in 100-degree weather next Thursday when you're on.
Well, enjoy some cool air for me, guys, please.
We will. Follow John on Twitter
Thank
at
you.
McLean_on_NFL. The great John McLean on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com. We're going to talk a non-sports story coming up with one of the dumbest reasons to get a DWI.
Okay, it sounds good to me. And yeah, they're all pretty dumb.
This one might take the cake.
All right, it might take the cake. You heard the man as we continue our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage live from Oxnard, California. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard, California continues next on South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm present the second annual Back to School Drive this Saturday from 11 till 1 or while supplies last at the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Free backpacks and school supplies for all school-age children while supplies last, so don't be late. This Saturday, 11 till 1, presented by the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Sponsored in part by Las Palapas, Array, the College of Healthcare Professionals, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
What we've been doing is pulling one of the people that sells a car every month and giving them a prize.
Give Me the VIN is giving away $25,000 in cash every month.
David Ling sold your car last
I sold a 2020 RX 350.
Yep.
Yeah.
Open that check up and tell me what it says.
$25,000.
$25,000. Give me that. David Ling of Claremont, California is the latest winner in GiveMeTheVin.com's big cash giveaway. $25,000. What am I getting for being here? No purchase necessary. For official rules, go to GiveMeTheVin.com. Sell us your car.
An accident or injury can derail your life in an instant, leaving you struggling to pay for medical bills and daily expenses. At Thomas J. Henry, we believe every Texan deserves justice, no matter their financial situation. That's why we offer our no-win, no-fee promise. You don't pay us unless we win your case. We know how difficult recovering from an accident can be. Let us handle your case while you focus on getting better. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Texas.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into. And that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard joining MediShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MediShare works too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
If you could hear Old Spice Fiji antiperspirant, what would it sound like?
First, you'd start with Fiji Antiperspirant's amazing scent of palm trees. Add pure notes of fresh coconut and layer on 24/7 odor and sweat protection. You won't hear any dyes or parabens because with Fiji, you won't have any. So while your regular antiperspirant sounds like this, Old Spice Fiji sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B.
Your summer might be winding down, but there's still plenty of warm weather on the way. And at Macy's, it's the perfect time to shop late summer deals like cotton dresses from Karl Lagerfeld and more that you can wear now and layer up later for $150 and under. Plus, new Levi's are here, like trending cinch waist jeans for 30% off. So come into Macy's and walk out with late summer deals too good to miss. Ending Sunday at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this. The insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyer4us.com.
San Antonio Sports Star, live from the Dallas Cowboys training camp, is brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim Beam, and AARP on South Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, another beautiful day on the tennis courts in Oxnard, California for our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage. I'm Joe Reinagle. Jason Minix is here as well. And boy, what another good day. Sam Williams joined us earlier today. He was fantastic. And you know, you interview these guys, we have Malik Hooker,
Miles Sanders.
I'm big fans. I'm rooting for these guys.
Well,
now.
that's the beauty of coming out here. And you hear their stories more than just little clips, and you get the relationship started. And, you know, it was interesting hearing Sam Williams talk about his clothing brand that he's getting started. And then Dak Prescott goes to the podium and he's wearing one of those shirts.
Yep.
And we all know Dak's wearing that shirt. A lot of people are going to go buy him.
No doubt about it.
That's just, I think about Ben DiNucci in his True Boulevard Hat Company.
Dak did the same thing.
Exploded because of Dak Prescott
No doubt.
helping out his teammates. One of the cool things that we did see today, it was USAA's Military Appreciation Day here. Had a flyover with some jets earlier, and then after practice, every player goes up to, and it's almost like a Little League handshake line, or at the end of a hockey playoff series, everybody, they went and, you know, shook hands with everybody in the military, just formed a line, and down they went. Very cool to see that, because we all have an appreciation for the military. We all have an appreciation for our first responders.
Absolutely.
And I say that because I hate this story because it involves an SAPD officer.
Yeah.
But when you do something this dumb, you're going to make the news, and people are going to go, what the...
Were you thinking?
Today, a San Antonio police officer was arrested for DWI. Now, it's one thing, even though we all know don't drink and drive. Whether you're a city councilman or whatever. I mean, you don't drink and drive. You could end up with a DWI. This guy was on duty. And got a DWI. And this is a guy, according to the Express News, 18 years.
Oh, my gosh.
On the force.
Oh, my gosh.
He got arrested for suspected drinking. And get this. His sergeant and a lieutenant detected an odor of intoxicants during shift roll call at the South Patrol substation at 6 a.m., according to the Express News. Then the officer left the substation in his assigned patrol vehicle. He was asked to return to the substation, which he did, and they looked at his police car, and they found an open beer in the cup holder in a cooler of unopened beers in the cop car.
My gosh. Wow. Yeah, it's funny, but it's not. Who knows what demons people are dealing with, but it just that's a sad story. And you're right, a crazy way to get arrested for DUI.
I mean, when I saw the headline in the Express News, I'm thinking, okay, man, that sucks. Veteran SAPD officer arrested for DWI while on duty. Whoa, got to read that.
Wow.
While on duty.
While on duty. And beer in the console there in the cup holder and a nice chest in the back.
He's prepared for his day at work.
Well, I guess if you arrest somebody, that'd be hey, you want a beer? You're going to jail. Might be your last one for a while.
Well, I mean, obviously, Chief McManus, his quote is about how disappointed he is.
Of course,
of course. But can you imagine when the chief got that call?
No, I can't imagine. He's going to say, what? Wait, say that again? I can't
You've got to be effing kidding me. Is
Unbelievable.
The likely response.
Yeah.
Of all the things. Again, had he been off duty and got pulled over,
that's one thing.
But while on duty at 6 a.m.
6 a.m.
6 a.m.
Wow.
Let's leave. I'm out now for patrol. Crack me. But aren't there cameras everywhere?
I would think so, dude. I don't know, man. That's just it's a bizarre story. I've never heard anything like that. I'm sure it's happened before, but I never have. I tell you what, if you think we got some problems here at Cowboys camp with Micah Parsons' contract, the Washington Commanders, it's breaking right now from a variety of sources that Terry McLaurin has requested a trade. So it's getting ugly in Washington when it comes to Terry McLaurin. Everybody's reporting this. Adam Schefter, Jordan Schultz is reporting it. So it's being reported by multiple sources here, or outlets, I should say. Ian Rappaport as well. So Terry McLaurin requesting a trade. Now, to our knowledge, Micah has not done that yet.
No, but it is interesting for Scary Terry. And it's one thing to request a trade. We've seen dudes with recently San Francisco request a trade and not get what they want. At some point, you got to come to work. But you wonder, with bringing in who'd they bring in? Debo?
Yep.
Could they move on from Terry McLaurin?
Well, I don't think so, man. I tell you what, if McLaurin leaves that place, you just talk about hurting your quarterback. You brought Debo in to pair him with McLaurin. And so that just kind of goes out the window if this happens. I would imagine that's just a shot across the bow, so to speak, by McLaurin and his agent that he's requesting a trade to say, hey, I'm serious. And if you guys, you don't want me, then trade me. So we'll see how that goes. But I find that interesting. And I think that hurts Washington if he leaves.
Well, and you wonder at this point what teams are going to make a move to go try to bring him in. We could say this. I'd be shocked if Dallas was involved for a variety of reasons. One, they got Pickens and they got CeeDee Lamb and some other good wide receivers.
And McLaurin wants to get paid.
And McLaurin wants to get paid. So where could he end up? Houston?
Boy, it's interesting, man. Houston, perhaps. I mean, how about a San Francisco? That would be a spot I would think that would be attractive, depending, because I think Brandon Ayuk is still hurt.
Well, and where could he end up where he could get paid, but also get to a team that looks like they're capable of getting to a Super Bowl. Because I imagine if you're McLaurin, that's what you're hoping for. Although you can't ask for a trade this late in the game and be picky about it. That's certainly going to be something worth watching over the next couple of days. And you're right, that is probably something that Micah Parsons hasn't gotten to yet. Although we were talking earlier in the show, as the battle continues, Jerry might have more leverage than anybody has talked about, because little birdie start talking and say, hey, go look at what the franchise tag would be next year for Micah Parsons. About $26.5 million.
Yeah.
He's trying to get to 40.
Yeah, he is, and above.
Yeah.
Basically 41, 42 perhaps. He's making about $24 million this year. If you tag him and that stands clear, so somewhere around 26, 27 million next year. I don't know. I'm not a good math student, but it seems about $15, $16 million savings for Jerry.
So while we all talk about how Jerry waiting is costing him money, granted, are we looking at actual dollars or against the cap? Because that would not be good for the cap. But, 27 for Micah next year, who's going to make 24 this year, is a lot more easier to work around than 42.
Without a doubt. So it's interesting. And I think Jerry does. And I think that's what you're seeing here. Now, do I think it's going to prevent a deal from happening? No. I think eventually this thing will get done and everybody will be happy, whether that's 2 hours before game one or sometime when the Cowboys are here or even when they go back to the Star. So I think it will get done. But just keep in mind, Jerry has a little more leverage here than people might think. Because I know most Cowboy fans are just pay him. Doesn't matter. Write a check. Whatever he wants. Doesn't matter.
It's not even August yet. Now, tomorrow it's August. That changes everything when you flip the calendar. Maybe when Jerry flips that calendar, because he's old school, it will say pay Micah there on day one.
Maybe so.
He hasn't gotten there yet. It is about 10 to 6. So you know what we do every Thursday about this time?
The Blitz wants you to know what's on tap. Presented by Sam's Burger Joint.
It is time for What's on Tap, brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint. Go to samsburgerjoint.com where you can get your tickets, see their entire calendar, their menu. They've got a Blink 182 tribute band tonight called Anthem 182.
Are they good?
They better be.
All right.
On Friday night, Exit Stage Left, a tribute to Rush. Saturday, and this would be a great show. If we were in town, I'd be down there to see Bruce Robinson playing. He always kills it. A lot of times his wife, Kelly Willis, shows up. Don't know if she will or not, but Bruce Robinson always puts on a hell of a show.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. Other things happening tonight at Green Hall, the Texases. I always find that funny. The Texases. ACL Live, the Ultimate Doors, a tribute to the Doors. And then George Anthony is at the LOL Comedy Club.
Friday night, Green Hall, Cooter Graw will be out there. They put on a high-energy show. Oscar Maiden at Aztec Theater. Pedro Fernandez is at the Boeing Center at Techsport. Paper Tiger has Knuckle Sandwich.
Woo!
Joe, right up your alley, but you won't be there. At Tobin Center, Herb Albert.
That'd be a great show. Kidding me?
All right. Now, Pledge, you've got two things for Paper Tiger. You got Knuckle Sandwich, and then down the list, you've got Ozfest.
Yep.
So they're doing two shows?
There's multiple stages out at Paper Tiger.
I'm going to guess Ozfest is going to be in the big part, and the little small room will have Knuckle Sandwich.
Yeah. Saturday at the Majestic Theater, Counting Crows with special guests, the Gaslight Anthem.
That's going to be a hell of a show.
At the Majestic Theater? That's kind of crazy, isn't it?
It really is. That would be a sit-down show. Whitewater, a stand-up show.
Absolutely. Randy Rogers Band's going to be out at Whitewater. Bob Schneider at Green Hall on Saturday night. Aztec Theater has Alicia Villarreal. She's going to be playing out there. And ACL Live, Britt Floyd. Wish You Were Here, 50th anniversary.
Green Hall has on Sunday Loveland Revelry. The Majestic Theater has Dave Cause and Friends Summer Horns 2025, the ultimate summer party. They're featuring all kinds of people out there. New Moon on Sunday at the Paper Tiger.
Ought to be a lot of fun. Monday at Green Hall, Michael Monroe Goodman.
Lots going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lots going on this weekend. A lot of good shows, none of which say you should change your flight and get home early.
No.
But if I were in town, I had about 3 that I'd have to flip quarters over to figure out what I'm going to. What's on tap, as always, brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint, online at samsburgerjoint.com. For us, what's on tap tonight? Little Nobu action down in Malibu, a party being hosted by one Jerry Jones.
Which is why we need to bid adieu to everybody. Yes, we have to do that. We'll continue out here tomorrow, 2 o'clock. Be sure and join the fellas in the morning on the Morning Huddle.
Yeah, that'll be
AJ and Rob.
entertaining.
It should be entertaining. Yes, it should be. They may not have much sleep, and I don't know, might not be feeling too good. Right now, though, it's Extra Innings with Pledger. Good night, everybody.
AA Best Bell Bonds coverage of Cowboys training camp live from Oxnard.